consecutive basketball games for the first time in ages. You got to go back 5 years before this happened before. The Goshen College Maple Leafs have lost 6 games. Coach, this is something that we haven't seen in ages. This is the 109th meeting between these two clubs. Goshen won the first time out. This is serious gut check time for two basketball teams going in the wrong directions on where they want to be right now. The Pilots, yeah, they can talk about losing 4 games by a combined 13 points. Goshen can talk about this guy not being here, this guy. Everybody's got injuries. Everybody's got issues. But the bottom line, both these clubs need a win here today. Bethel, if they want to keep their streak of 62 consecutive trips into the NAIA Division I poll and secure a home game in the Crossroads League first round of the playoffs, they better get their act together. Tonight it has to start here against the Goshen College Maple Leafs.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line for the Pilots. You know, national ranking, that one I'm not as concerned about. A home game for the postseason is big. Getting to that national tournament is big. And, you know, right now you're 1 game out of being in 3rd place, 1 game out of dropping all the way to 8th place. And so it's a big game for the Pilots. They've lost 4 in a row. Yes, they've been close, but it doesn't matter if you win by 1 or lose by 1 or lose by 20. A win's a win, a loss is a loss. They've got to get things turned around.
The last time these two clubs met, the Pilots had a 71-59 lead with 12 minutes and 19 seconds to go. They end up losing the ball game going away. They fell apart down the stretch. Yeah, Goshen was shooting out of their mind. That is what it is. But the reality of it is the Pilots, on numerous occasions this year, have not closed teams out. Why?
They give up too many three-pointers, and they don't shoot the three-point ball well as a team. You know, Ryan Lutz is a good three-point shooter, but I think the Pilots, they've given up way too many three-pointers. You look at the games they've lost. Goshen killed them from downtown. Huntington shot the lights out from downtown. You know, St. Francis shot well from downtown. Indiana Wesleyan both times shot well. So those losses, a direct correlation between the amount of three-pointers given up. So you've got to get out and deny those three-point shots.
I'll give you the point of all points in regard to what you just talked about. In Bethel's 7 losses, they have given up, on average, 10.2 three-point baskets per ballgame. Also in those 7 losses, the Bethel College Pilots have been dead even in the rebound department in those 7 losses. On the season, on their whole body of work, they're 9.5 plus on the upside of winning the rebound war. Rebounding and three-point shooting of the opponents have been the difference. They have not won those 7 ball games.
And I think that the Pilots aren't a good defensive team. You know, that's one of the things. And so they're a little slow on the outside. And so you don't close out real quick on that three-pointer because you're afraid of getting beat off the dribble. And so they're giving up too many threes. If they start closing out and they get beat off the dribble, it gets Gage and Paul in foul trouble. And so that's something they've got to clean up the second half of the season. And if they make it to Sioux Falls for the national tournament, we've seen what happens down there. Teams come in there and just shoot nothing but three-pointers. And so you've got to be able to take away that three-point shot. So that'll be key tonight.
The Goshen College Maple Leafs, 10-4 on the season, 3-9 in league play. The Bethel Pilots at 17-7 and 6-6 in league play. That's what's on tap here tonight on Mike Lightfoot Court. Join us. We'll go one-on-one with Coach John Trope, the coach of the Goshen College Maple Leafs, and with young Ryan Lightfoot. We'll be visiting with him here on the pregame show. Live from the Gage Gymnasium, we'll be back with Bethel basketball right here on the Regional Radio Sports Network. Hi, this is Paul Condry of the Regional Radio Sports Network. That may be my professional title, but did you know that I'm also the son of a U.S. Navy World War II veteran and a proud father of a United States Marine? Let me share with you something very close to my heart. It's called the Semper Fi Fund, and its program America's Fund, which provides immediate lifetime support for post-9/11 wounded, critically ill, and injured members of the U.S. Armed Forces, veterans, and their families to ease recovery and transition back home to their communities. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. The basic idea that drives these efforts is simple. For as much as our heroes have sacrificed, they deserve the best care and support available in their hour of need, whenever it may occur. The Semper Fi Fund, a 4-star charity and an A+ rating, has served over 16,000 members since 2004. The Semper Fi Fund, serving those who preserve our freedom. For more information, visit them online at www.semperfifund.org.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marine. celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
College basketball here today on Regional Radio Sports. Paul County with John Troop, the head basketball coach of the Goshen College Maple Leafs. John, first of all, let's talk about a dream come true. They removed the interim tag from before your name. Now you are officially the head basketball coach at Goshen College. First of all, for someone who this is what they wanted to do their whole life, how you feel, man?
I mean, yeah, it really is. It's a dream come true. Coaching college basketball, you know, getting in as an assistant was part of that dream. But getting to become a head coach, I just feel incredibly blessed. I'm so thankful. You know, I don't feel like that. I don't feel like everybody gets to live out their dream. And so I couldn't be more thankful.
Okay, now let's talk about your basketball team. This has been, like you and the Pilots both have been on the same roller coaster ride, up and down, up and down. It's been crazy. For a couple first-year guys, you guys are both going through for the same emotions, you and Ryan. Talk about how you're dealing with all the ebbs and flows, the highs and lows that happen in college basketball.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, our league is so good. It's brutal. There's never a game where you can't bring your A game, and if you don't bring your A game, you're not going to win. Doesn't matter if you're at home, doesn't matter if you're on the road. You know, the thing we've talked to our guys about is continuing to fight. And I think if anybody sees us play, we've been down insane amounts in games and come back. I mean, we were down 23 with 12 minutes to play against Huntington, forced overtime. You know, we got down big against Grace the other night, came back. We're down 2 with 4 minutes to play. So our guys' resiliency is pretty unbelievable. The thing we have to do is just get better at not burying ourselves in holes. We're great when our back is against the wall, but let's not get up against the wall so soon. And I've you know, we've just kind of been stressing to our guys like, hey, this league is really good. You never know what's going to happen. We can't control what the rest of the league does, but we can control what we can control. Everything we want is still in front of us if we choose to fight and battle. And yeah, so that's what we've been kind of talking about.
Case in point on what you're talking about, Bethel had a 71-57 lead with 2:19 to go in game 1 against you guys. They had an opportunity to knock you out. You guys were able to persevere and fight through that. Let's just speak to the fact that this group had the intestinal fortitude to be able to do that. Where is that resonating from?
You know, I guess I don't really have a specific answer other than that. I think our guys are just they love each other so much, and you know, one of our program we kind of have 2 things that we talk about in our program. We talk about everybody love everybody, and we talk about live last hunt lions. And the everybody love everybody shows in how our guys, how hard they play, how we always pick each other off the floor, our bench energy, right? I think our bench energy is always there, and it's not fake, it's not forced, and I think our guys really thrive on that. And then the live last hunt lions is just like courage, right? Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna hunt a lion, you got to be out front. You got to have you got to have like a really like strong mentality to do that. And so I just think our guys have just kind of bought into that. You know, that, and you know, sometimes when you make a few shots in basketball, the momentum is a real thing, and that has a big impact on us too.
All right, final question. Looking at the matchup between your group of boys against Ryan's group of boys, what matchup concerns you the most, and what do you have to do to sweep the season series?
Yeah, I mean, boy, they're a really good team. I would say the The individual matchup is going to be how are we going to stop Ryan Lutz, and he's a really good player. He's capable of going off anytime. But I think the bigger thing, and I talked about it the first time we played, is going to be rebounding, because I think this is the most physical rebounding team we play. I think they do an unbelievable job of emphasizing that to our guy. Gage and Paul are just monsters down there. And we've had our problems. Recently, I think you could chalk up our close losses to not getting key rebounds. And so I think that's going to be another key stat for us, is how well are we going to rebound? And how are we going to make it uncomfortable for Ott and Foreman? Are we going to, does that mean we're going to get every single one? No. But are we going to make it uncomfortable for them? Are we going to make them work, or are we just going to let them get some easy ones? And if you do that, that's you almost always lose if they get some easy ones. But if we make every single one they get hard, I think that'll be good for us.
Congratulations on becoming officially the head coach.
All right, thanks, Paul. I appreciate it.
We'll be back with more on College Buckets right after this on Regional Radio Sports. We'll be back with more on College Buckets right after. All right, yes, indeed. We'll say it once, say it twice, do it better this next time. All right, men's basketball Crossroads League. Here we go, folks, as we move into February after tonight. First of all, sitting atop the leaderboard, third-ranked team in all the land, Chad Lacrosse is St. Francis Cougars, 11-2, 24-all. They've won a couple in a row. Greg Tonagles, I tell you what, talk about a team winning close game. This team has been living large. They won a double overtime game at Marion this past, matter of fact, yesterday. They are all alone in the number 2 spot, just a game behind St. Francis. They're at 10-3. Spring Arbor and Mount Vernon, both at 7-6 right now. 14th ranked Spring Arbor is, of course, coming off a tough one against Mount Vernon and Nazarene. And, of course, Mount Vernon and Nazarene flipped the tables there, and now they're at 7-6, 15-10 overall. Spring Arbor at 19-6. So 11-2, St. Francis, 10-3, Indiana Wesleyan, Spring Arbor 7-6, and Mount Vernon at 7-6. Bethel right there in the middle of the pack, ranked 13th, 6-6, and 17-7 overall. Marion and Huntington at 16-9 and 10-15 overall are at 6-7. Taylor is at 5-8. Goshen is at 3-9, and Grace, a hard luck loser this past time out against Huntington, they are 3-10. And of course, this is our only game tonight, but just a sneak preview to Saturday. Huntington will be on the road at Indiana Wesleyan. Mount Vernon will travel down to Upland to take on Taylor. Marion will be up north of the border at the Great Airplane Hangar. That is the Spring Arbor Fieldhouse. St. Francis will be at the Gundon Gymnasium to take on these Maple Leafs. And the Pilots will be down at the Orthopedic Capital Center to take on their longtime rival, the Grace Lancers. Once again, we're glad you can join us here for college basketball. And, of course, College Buckets today being presented in part by the Gates Automotive Group. When everybody has their hand out for your sweet refund check, Gates Toyota says, plain and simple, you don't need no stinking refund check. $5 measly gets you a Toyota Corolla for just $159 a month. Just a $5 makes you a driver at Gates Toyota. I spent some time with Ryan Lightfoot just a couple hours ago. Bethel College Pilots in action today here against the Goshen College Maple Leafs here. Game number 2 of the Twin Bell. The 13th ranked Pilots trying to end a 4-game losing streak against the Leafs here today. Leafs struggling as well, coming in on a 6-game skid. Ryan Lightfoot spending some time with us here for the 109th meeting between the Leafs and the Pilots. Ryan, first of all, let's just kind of reflect back on, once again, one of those games where you walked away from the gymnasium with a loss, but walked away from the game thinking, boy, I thought these guys played hard, played well, and did some really good things.
Yeah, I think we're proud of our guys' effort and what they brought, but I think, unfortunately, basketball is a result-based industry, and you got to win games. And, I look at our record, and there's no such thing as a moral victory column. There's wins and losses, and it doesn't matter how you get them done. It's a matter of the fact that you get wins. And I think we saw that a week ago, too, when we were playing against St. Francis. Man, we played really well. Then you come home and lay an egg on your home court, and then you go back to Indiana Wesleyan, and You do the same thing, you play really well, and you get beat. And so for us, you got to understand that those two teams are top 10 teams for a reason. You can play really well against those teams and get beat. What you have to do is you got to win your home games. And so for us, it's taking care of what we can control, and we've got to play well against everybody. We can't bring effort just in games against top 10 matchups or just in the top. We got to play well against everybody.
I thought Kyle Hartman gave you some quality minutes off the bench, and I thought Ryan Lutz also, in his first starting role in the regular group during league play, also played well.
Yeah, I think Ryan was in a position where he just felt a little bit more comfortable in a starting role. You saw him be a little bit more aggressive. You know, we've challenged Ryan to say this is your team. And he brings so much experience at the guard position from his experience at Holy Cross. And we've challenged him saying, Ryan, you got to take ownership over this team. And it's hard to give ownership to a team if you're not willing to give them the keys to it. And so we gave him the keys to the team and said, hey, man, go make plays for us. And I thought he did a really good job given what the offense or given what the defense gave him. I mean, he didn't force anything. He took quality shots. He hit timely shots for us as we rewatched the film. When we really needed a bucket, Ryan stepped up and got one. Unfortunately, he missed one late down the stretch for us, but great look. And I think that's all you can ask for from him. And I think Hartman just, talks a lot about him as a teammate, his willingness. He started every game until last time. We wanted to shake up the tree a little bit and allow him to come off the bench. We felt like it just give him a better feel of the game first and just get him back to being an energy guy. We wanted him to be a spark plug for us off the bench. And I think he did that really well. He controlled the basketball, controlled the tempo. He ended up finding opportunities to get into the lane and make some shots for us. I just felt like he felt more comfortable in that. But the way he handled it was more impressive than anything else. He's the ultimate teammate. He just wants to win and is willing to do whatever. But he feels comfortable in that role, and that's where we're going to keep him tonight too.
In the first game against the Leafs, you had a 71-57 lead with 12:19 to go in the game. You had 6 guys in double figures. That's all good things for the Pilots, but somehow, some way, they rallied to be able to make plays down the stretch. And to be honest with you, I think you let one get away. I think he would agree with you. So let's talk about that one and making sure it doesn't happen tonight.
And we talked about it, earlier this week too, and just having a couple extra days of prep really helped us just to kind of finalize what our game plan was. Actually go Monday, Tuesday prep with a Sunday night film. Really got us an opportunity to talk a lot about Goshen, but just watch that film over again and say, as we build leads, we've got to be able to not only extend those but keep those. And so for us, we've kind of lost the ability to step on people's throats. And so for us, we have to have that killer mentality every single time, every single possession, not look at the scoreboard. I think we even ran into that same issue against Huntington. You get off to a great lead, you're up 16-3, and you feel comfortable about where you're at. And next thing you know, there's this complacency factor that seeks in, and next thing you know, teams come back and they battle back. Our league is just too good. And so you can't just play 28 minutes. You can't just play 32 minutes and expect to win. You can't even play 39 minutes and expect to win. You've got to play all 40. And so our guys recognize what that is. But it's just a mindset. In my mind, it's an immaturity standpoint from our guys that they just have to understand, hey, we may not be the most talented team on the floor every single time we play. But we have to be the team that brings it. That's our greatest talent is our effort. And so for our guys, it's just getting that ability back to step on somebody's throat.
They have a senior unit that is just shy of putting 4 young men into the 1,000-point category. That's pretty significant. So their senior class has been through the wars. Let's talk about the matchup with their unit specifically. Who concerns you the most, Ryan?
Well, I think Geschke is a guy that concerns us the most, one, because of how he can score. He's one of those guys that I call him a 3-level scorer. He can get to the rim. He's got a great floater once he gets into the paint. He's got a really good mid-range game. It's kind of been a huge part of his game that he's added over the last couple of years. He started out just being a catch-and-shoot guy, and he can definitely do that. But he's added these 2 different levels to his game where he can get to the rim and pull up at his mid-range. So he scares me in the sense that he's different than a lot of their guys. Grider's a very good player. He's a catch-and-shoot guy. Be there on time, contest his shots, fight through screens. He's one that we feel like we can hopefully guard accordingly. But Geschke's one of those guys that worries you because he can always get his own shot. And obviously Heath Granger runs their system really well. And then Funkhauser, I think Funkhauser stepped up in a huge role with Perry Morano going out at semester. Funkhauser's been a great addition. We always thought he was really good, kind of was willing to take a back seat to their guys. And now that Peramorano's out, you've seen him kind of step up his effort, his ability to impact the game through offensive rebounds, and just how hard he drives. It's really going to challenge us in terms of keeping our chest in front of a guy.
Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, Paul.
We'll be back with more right after this on Regional Radio Sports. All right, Mark, you've had a chance to hear what both of our coaches had to say, and then know that you always like to kind of analyze and fill in the blanks between the lines there as you listen to Ryan Lightfoot and John Trope, respectively. What did you glean, sir?
It'd be interesting to see if they come out and just face guard Ryan Lutz and take him away, because we know that that's a key to the Pilots' offense. When he shoots well, they play well. And we've seen teams in the past do that with Zach Miller. I remember Indiana Wesleyan, Bob Peters was so good at just saying, Zach's not going to shoot. We're going to play 4-on-4 and take our chances. And so we see if Coach Trope comes out with a different look defensively, because he really emphasized they're missing a big part of their game there with Primorano not being here. And, he lit the Pilots up.
39 points.
Yeah, lit them up. And so on one hand, it's an opportunity for other guys to step up, but that's tough to replace that gap. But, the Pilots have got to get out and defend. And I like what Ryan says. There's not a column for moral victories. It's wins and losses. And, this is a business, the results driven. And, he knows, the players know what has to happen. But, we said this before the Huntington game. Bethel's better than Huntington. But Huntington beat Bethel after coming out here and shooting the ball better for 40 minutes. And so same thing tonight. Bethel is the better team in my opinion. They were the better team the first time around. And Goshen, Bethel only played 28 minutes of basketball. Goshen handed it to them in those final 12. And so they've got to come out tonight and compete and get a win under their belt.
Well, Ryan hit the nail on the head, in my opinion, about the minutes played. He said, even in this league, you have to play even more than 39 minutes to get a win. And that's certainly been the case. If you look at the St. Francis game and the Indiana Wesleyan game, it came down to 39 minutes and one possession.
Well, what frustrates me, though, is, you see the stat that, for the second time in 3 games, Ryan Lutz has had a chance to win it at the buzzer. Yeah, but at the same time, for the 4th time in 4 games, the Pilots could have won it if they just make free throws with 12 minutes to go in the first half, with 8 minutes to go in the first half. So everybody watches that final 3 minutes. We talk about that stat, free throws in the final 3 minutes, but there's going to be missed free throws, a missed block out, a missed layup here in the first 5 minutes of the game that if we lose, or if somebody loses by 2 points tonight, everybody's going to forget about it. But it's just as important as that miss in the final 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Goshen comes in averaging 86, giving up 87. The rebounding is almost dead even. 37 to 37.6 is what they're giving up. 13 turnovers a game. They're shooting 74% from the line, 44% from the field, 34% from beyond the arc, 13 assists, 7 steals, and 3.5 block shots a game. Bethel comes in averaging 85 a game, giving up 75. They're out-rebounding their opponents by 43 to 33. Bethel's averaging 14 turnovers a game. Bethel is shooting only 69% at the line. They're shooting 49% from the field, 39% from long range. They're averaging 17.5 assists, 5 steals, and 2 block shots per contest. Pilots in search of their 1,253rd win here today, and their 315th. Let me point out to this. This is the 5th attempt for the Bethel seniors to win that elusive 100 games in their 4-year career.
Maybe if they lose tonight, you need to just quit bringing that up, because we thought that was going to happen a while ago. And
I totally agree with you.
Man, there's your broadcasters. You're always taking blame for missed free throws. Hey, buddy.
And that is the short and long of it here today. Once again, Maple Leafs 3-9 in league play, 10-14 overall. Pilots at 6-6 in league play, 17-7. Bethel is 10-4 here at home. As we're getting ready to go on over to Brian Miller with all the pre-game particulars. So I encourage you to stick around for all that, as we're going to pay honor to America with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. And of course, we're going to go on down to the legendary Brian Miller for all the details here in just a moment. But once again, the Pilots will be on the road against Grace on Saturday. As they continue on with Crossroads League play, they'll be back at home against Spring Arbor, and then on the road to Ohio next Saturday.
And that Grace team's playing well. Took them a long time to get a first conference win. Remember, they fell apart in that Indiana Wesleyan game, should have won, so they're playing well.
Your attention, please. Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to tonight's contest. As a member of the NAIA, we are proud to be participants in the Champions of Character Initiative. We ask each of you to help create a positive, fun, and competitive environment by showing respect for one another. Fans, on behalf of the Crossroads League and Bethel College, please enjoy tonight's contest. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you to please rise and kindly remove your caps as Bethel College head women's soccer coach Jamie Linval leads us in tonight's opening prayer.
Let's pray. Father, I thank you for just the opportunity to showcase the abilities you've blessed these athletes with tonight. Thank you for bringing both teams safely here. Pray that you'd help them reflect you positively and that we would honor you as fans as we cheer them on. That's your name. Amen.
Thank you. Fans, please remain standing as we honor America and those who serve and protect our great country with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by Bethel College's Megan McGehee.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mike Lightfoot Court inside the Gates Gymnasium here on the campus of Bethel College. This is the Wiekamp Center. Thank you for attending tonight's men's basketball Crossroads League matchup between the visiting team, the Maple Leafs of Goshen College, and the home team, your Bethel College Pilots. Let's meet the starting lineups now, brought to you by Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. First for the visitors from Goshen College. Starting at 1 forward, a 6'5" senior wearing number 5, Christian Greider. At 1 guard, a 6'4" junior, number 11, Carter Bose. At another guard for the Maple Leafs, 6'4" senior, number 15, Connor Funkhauser. Also at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Devin Heath Granger. And in forward for Goshen, 6'6" freshman, number 42, Colton Noel. Head coach of the Maple Leafs in his first season is John Trope. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's make some noise, because now here's the starting lineup for the home team, your Bethel College Pilots. Starting at 1 guard, a 6'1" redshirt junior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 1, Trayvon Covington. And another guard for BC, 6'3" junior from Granger, Indiana, number 4, Ryan Lutz. And also at guard for your Pilots, a 6'1", he's a senior from Bourbon, Indiana, number 24, Tanner Shepard. And the men in the middle for your Pilots, at 1 forward, 6'6" senior from LaPorte, Indiana, number 42, Gage Ott. And also at forward, 6'8" junior, he's from Cherubusco, Indiana, he's number 43, Paul Foreman. Bethel coaches are Alex Daniel, Andrew Wingreen, LaFonso Ellis, and head coach of your Pilots. In his first season, a 2010 Bethel graduate is Ryan Lightfoot. Fans, introducing tonight's officials. The men in stripes for tonight's game, Mr. Greg Webb, Mr. Jimmy Jarrett III, and Mr. Clint Cochran. Fans, each 3-point basket scored in tonight's game
All right, there you have it. I want to say hi to our good friends Beth and John Money up for listening down in Florida tonight. Bethel College moving from left to right on your screen. Pilots, white shorts, white jerseys, blue numbers trimmed in gray. Maple Leafs, black shorts, black jerseys, and of course Goshen written in purple on the front. They have white numbers, all solid colors. Goshen is moving from right to left, and they have won the opening tip. Glad you can join us for Crossroads League basketball. Maple Leafs 10-14, Pilots at 17-7 with a basketball. The Goshen College Maple Leafs in the half-court set. Here's Carter Bowes with the basketball. Hand it off over here to the near side, now to Greider. Back out to the top, now they go to Funkhauser. Funkhauser to the goal for 2. 2-0 Leafs.
Paul, this Goshen team for the past probably 7 years, just they play hard. Oh, there's going to be a foul as they bang knees there. First foul going to be picked up there by Funkhauser. But these guys are just gritty, gutty, blue-collar workers. They get out, they get after you, they take you out of your game. They all attack the basket well.
And here's the ball into the hands of Ryan Lutz. Lutz on the far side wing. Goes inside to Gage. Backdoor to Trayvon Covington for the layup. 2-2 ball game. Trey with the first basket of the night for the Pilots at the 19-16 mark.
And Trey got off to a great start against St. Francis and then got real quiet, didn't score for a while. So see if he can get off that hot start again.
Greider comes out here to tap to Noel into the far corner. Here's a run-on-one drive. Here is an off-balance shot, no good. Gage out cleans the glass on the missed shot by Funkhauser. Here's Tanner Shepard driving. Off-balance, left-handed shot, left side, good. Pilots lead 4-2.
Tanner going coast to coast defensively. Now, we've seen this a couple games in a row where Gage is defending out on the wing more, not guarding the other team's dominant post player.
Heath Granger comes out to the top now to Bowes. Bowes on the left side wing. Hands it off over here on the come around is Funkhauser, and a offensive foul. Nope, the foul called on Ryan Lutz, and Lutz has hit the deck.
And Heath Granger and Lutz bang knees, and they're both going to hurt it. Anybody who's done that knows it's not fun.
Ryan Lutz is going to have to come out of the ballgame, and that'll bring on Kyle Hartman. This Bethel team is like the walking wounded.
But isn't it nice that you can turn to the bench and bring in the guy that started?
Yeah. But the reality of it is Grant Gaylor out. Yeah. Trey Burns is out. Luke Fisher has been hobbling. He may be questionable today. Here's Funkhauser handing the ball out to Heath Granger. 18-foot shot, no good. Rebound. Paul Foreman gave up a box out. Here's a three-point shot at the top, no good. This time he didn't. Rebound whistled on Goshen College's Colton Noel, the 6'6 freshman from Addison Trail High School in Illinois. And it'll be BC ball to move from left to right, leading 4-2.
And the first time these two teams matched up, he got in foul trouble. He struggled down in the low post. He's a physical player, but he was too physical, and so we'll see if that happens again tonight. Full court press here by Goshen. Don't see a lot of this in the regular season.
Here's the ball in the hands of Trayvon Covington. He comes over the timeline now. Trey settles it off and hands it off now to Ryan Hartman. Hartman, top of the circle now to Foreman, goes deep right corner to Trey. Trey, triple, no good. Rebound, and Gage out was knocked into February.
Yep, Noel just shoved out into Funkhauser. He's just walking over the bench here. 2 minutes into the game, he's got 2 fouls, and Trope says stay out there and play. It's an easy call, though. He just turned and shoved Gage.
And Gage is holding his right arm. Here is the ball into the hands of Hartman, comes down in the backcourt now to Trayvon Covington, the former Fort Wayne Snyder star here on the right side wing. Trey comes around a screen, bounce pass, slip screen here. Gage out missed the layup, and Noel with a rebound.
Could have been Noel's third foul.
Carter Bowes with the basketball now. Hands it off on the far side now to Funkhauser. Funkhauser traveled, no call, comes over left side now here to Greider. Greider fakes the handoff, loads up the 18-footer and knocks it down. We're tied 4-4.
That's a good little weave there by Goshen. It's poor communication by the Pilots. They didn't switch that and left the shooter wide open.
Hartman over the timeline now goes to Tanner Shepard on the right wing. Tanner goes around a screen. Now to Hartman on the far side, and then an offensive foul called on who?
Trayvon, yep. Illegal screen, trying to get Gage open there. Got to get set.
Ryan Lutz trying to walk things off down there to see if he's going to be able to go or not. And the Maple Leafs, Devin Heath Granger has improved his skill set dramatically, averaging 6.5 assists a ball game. Hands the ball off on the right side now to Funkhauser. Funkhauser back out to the top to Greider. Now back here to the left side wing now to Funkhauser. Inside of the low post to Noel. Noel back out here to the near wing to Funkhauser. He spins inside, shoots with the left hand, missed it. Tanner Shepard the rebound. Tanner on the breakout. Tanner shovels it over here to Hartman, and Hartman, saves it to Shepard. Tanner, triple, air ball, terrible shot.
Yeah, Kyle chased that down and saved him there as Tanner through the lead pass. Lutz is checking in for Tanner.
Boy, Ryan did not like that shot at all.
No, and Tanner didn't like being subbed for it. So you don't see that often, but when Lutz checked in, he said, "For me?" And that's usually these guys hustle off, head up, and there's a nice post pass.
Here's Noel with a right-handed hook. Shot no good. Gage the rebound. Gage on. He traveled, and Gage got away with one. Here's Lutz with the ball on the right wing. Lutz inside the little post to Foreman. The offensive foul on Paul Foreman.
Yeah, and we've seen that from Paul over the years, that he's just a physical player. He likes to bang, but opponents know. If you remember when Drew Schaus was here, you knew when Drew drove towards the lane, more than likely he was going to spin, and so defenders started waiting for that spin move. Same thing when Paul doesn't catch square up. Paul backs down, and then he's spinning hard to the rack.
Billy Geschke, the talented youngster from Medina, Ohio, is in the ballgame now. He's averaging 20 points a game. He is an absolute shooting star. Here's a drive from the right block by Greider. He averages 14 a game, and he gives the Leafs the lead, 6-4. Here's Gage out in the low post, spins, shoots, right block, missed the layup.
And got the look he wanted, couldn't get it to roll. It's good defense there, and here's Heath Granger going to the rack, kick out for three.
Three on the way, no good. Rebound, and the ball ricochets into the hands of who?
Greider got the rebound there.
I'm thinking about changing my seat.
Yeah, Greider got the rebound, stepped out of bounds.
I tell you what, I got two guys standing to my left, a guy standing to my right, can't see a thing. And nonetheless, quit whining, Paul. 6-4, the guests with the lead here at the 15:57 mark, media timeout. Once again, our coverage today being presented in part by our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. We certainly want to thank them for their longtime support of our broadcast here today. Gates Automotive Group, Chevrolet, Toyota, 1,000 used. Selection, price, trust. It must be true. Gates in Michiana for nearly 100 years. We also want to thank our friends at Cardinal Bus, the official travel carrier of the Bethel Pilots. Contact Cardinal for all your group travel needs. Lake City Bank, another presenter of our broadcast today, proud to sponsor Bethel College men's basketball. Lake City Bank local bankers provide checking, savings, and loan products, along with technology to manage them 24/7. Go to lakecitybank.com/personal for details. Member FDIC. There's your media timeout, 15:57. Coach, your reflections here in the early stages of the ballgame.
Yeah, Goshen being aggressive, Bethel being aggressive. We've got 2 turnovers for the Pilots, moving screen and a charge. 1 turnover for Goshen. Goshen's 3 of 9 from the floor. Bethel's 2 of 6. Both 0 of 2 from three-point range. Rebounds 5-5. These are just 2 teams that you know what you're going to get. Goshen's going to play hard. They're going to try and take you out of what you want to do. Bethel's going to try and pound the ball inside to Gage.
Patrick Ostrowski is in the ballgame now for the Maple Leafs. And we're in jersey number 34. And here is the ball in the hands of Hartman. Hands that off now to Lutz. Lutz on the right side, looking for some help. Wrap around to Gage in the low post. Back out here to Lutz. Triple. Lutz hit nothing but the bottom of the net. 7-6 Pilots.
I don't understand how teams don't just face guard him at this point. Greider's doing a good job. Funkhauser's doing a good job of chasing him, but you just can't let Ryan Lutz catch the ball right now.
Lutz, 50 triples on the year now. Here's Geschke coming around. The illegal screen set up by Connor Funkhauser, the Avon product.
That's going to be his 2nd foul, so he's going to have to come out of the game.
Alisson Barry will check into the ballgame, youngster from Antwerp, Belgium.
So Barry's going to have to guard Lutz, and we'll see if they face guard or if they let him get shots off. But Lutz is shooting 50% from three-point range. You got to find him and not let him catch.
Here he is with the ball on the far side wing now. Lutz here goes to the top now, and there's Lutz again. Triple off the rim, no good. Kyle Thompson the rebound. KT double team here looking, shovels it out here to Trayvon Covington. Trey knifes through the lane, shot no good. Rebound Billy Geschke of Goshen. Pilots a 7-6 leader. Geschke at the top of the ring now. Looks for the handoff, goes to Devin Heath Granger. Heath Granger drives
nice
inside
pass
to Allison Barretti. Shot no good. Ball ricochets in the hands of Gage on. Pilots up court quickly. Kyle Hartman over here on the right wing driving. Kick back out here to Kyle Thompson. Back over to Ott. Ott at the top looking. Goes to the far side wing now to Hartman. Hartman looking, and now comes back to Lutz at the point. 13 on the shot clock. Kyle Hartman on the drive, and he was fouled on the dribble drive.
Yeah, Heath Granger with the hand check. It's going to be Devin's 1st foul. It's going to be the team's 5th foul.
And substitutions forthcoming. Trayvon Covington coming out. Gage Ott coming out. Tanner Shepard checking back in. Kyle Thompson back in. So the Pilots have on the floor Foreman, Thompson, Hartman, Shepard, and Lutz, respectively. Here's Foreman in the far corner. We'll hand it off to Kyle Hartman. Hartman surveys the situation on the far wing with 14 on the shot clock. Hartman still on the dribble, goes to Mike Lightfoot in the corner.
Yeah, and he's being defended by Tim Ertl over there, so he was not open. Good defense by Ertl.
Oh, boy. 7-6 Pilots, 14-18 to go. First half of play.
Yeah,
Pilots with the lead.
Lutz curled on that, and I think Hartman was looking for the fade, and so that's miscommunication there.
Here's Greider with the ball, handing it off to Geschke. He fakes the jumper, spins. Geschke on the double team. Back out to Devin Heath Granger on the left wing. Around a high side screen. Back out here to the left side to Ostrowski. Ostrowski on the dribble. Tapped out here to Devin Heath Granger with 6. Heath Granger, a 30-foot three-point shot, no good. Rebound. Ricochets off as Tanner Shepard in the hands of Lutz. Here's Lutz on the dribble drive. Ryan Lutz travel with the basketball.
And he's holding his knee over there. We saw him go down earlier, went over the exercise bike, but usually he kind of sits on his backside and stretches and hops up. This time he's laying face down, so this isn't a good one for Ryan.
Timeout on the floor here from the Gate Gymnasium as Ryan Lutz is being helped up off the floor. The kid's playing on pure guts at this stage. Dominic Jenko's going to check into the ball game now. Well, I tell you what, this bench that looked really, really deep and strong at the beginning of the season, it has become a mash unit.
Oh, yeah, you take Gaylor off the bench, who was one of your first guys coming on the floor. Trey Burns got his first start down at IWU. He's coming off, he's injured, and then Luke Fisher may or may not be available. He's dressed tonight. We don't know if he's actually available to play, though.
Christian Greider at the top now. Wrap around to the high post to Billy Geschke. Geschke drives, pull up 15-footer, left elbow, no good. A rebound, Paul Foreman. Paul will walk it up over the timeline now as Gage Ott is going to check in. Here's Dominic Jenko at the top now. Going over here to the far side to Tanner Shepard. Now to Paul Foreman. Paul up, under, he's hammered. Paul going to the line, 2 free throws. I think it's imperative for him to have a monster game here tonight, Coach.
Yeah, Barry picks up the foul there. Him and Paul banging the both physical specimens down low. And yeah, Paul needs one of those 20-point, 12 rebound games just for himself. Pilot fans want to see it, but Paul needs it more so for himself. It's been a rough go for him here. Foreman
At the line, free throw picture perfect. He's averaging 11.8 points a game, 6 rebounds, 77% at the line. He also contributes with 1 assist per contest. He has played in 23 games and started 22 now with the start tonight. His second free throw is good. Bethel holds its largest lead of the game at 9-6. Devin Heath Granger here at the top now. Drives on the right side of the lane. Pull up 14-footer, no good. Tanner Shepard the rebound. Tanner will trot over the timeline now. Wrap around to Gage in the low post. Gage backing in, shoots, scores. 11-6. Gage out on the score sheet for the first time tonight at the 12:46 mark.
Yeah, Gage got 3 rebounds, 2 points. You got to get the ball down low to him.
Here's Billy Geschke with a drive. 8. Tanner Shepard up, driving down the left side of the lane. It is now an 11-8 ball game here at the 12:34 mark.
And we hit on that in the pregame, Paul. If you don't defend well off the dribble, you've got to give space, and that's where teams drop 3-pointers on you.
Back out to the top now. Tanner Shepard goes to the left elbow, now to Foreman. Paul comes back here to Tanner. Tanner, triple, good. 14-8 Pilots. Tanner Shepard, his 5th point of the night, first triple of the night, and for Tanner Shepard, his 30th of the year.
That's a great screen by Gage out in there. Kyle Hartman reaching in. No need to do that as Heath Granger picked up his dribble already. Kyle's first, team's 4th.
And with 12:07 to go here in the first half of play, Devin Heath Granger will inbound the ball right in front of Coach Ryan Lightfoot on the Bethel side, and now he goes into the backcourt to Ohio native Billy Geschke. Geschke drives to the right side, shoots, and he was sandwiched once again.
Tanner. We've seen this. Well,
who did they call the foul on? Yeah, call it on Foreman.
See, and that's frustrating. That's Paul's second. That's a big foul, and it's not Paul's fault. Tanner gets beat off the dribble and puts Paul in a bad position down there. But we've seen this from teams. They're attacking Tanner Shepard on the dribble.
And now to go to the line, Geschke, a sparkling 87% free throw shooter. He knocked it down. Geschke, number 12 in the country in free throw shooting. It's 14-9, Bethel lead at the 11:58 mark.
This team's a good free throw shooting team, and they make you pay.
One more for the youngster wearing jersey number 2. He's good again. 14-10, Bethel. 11:57 to go, first half. Dominic Jenko over the timeline, guarded by Billy Geschke. Comes out high, and the ball's coming our way. There's Devin Heath Granger handing it inside. Here's a blocking foul called on Kyle Thompson. Who didn't get hammered over there when Barry went flying into the table?
The possession arrow actually took the brunt of it. Jim Rome avoided getting landed on. KT picking up his first foul.
And to the charity stripe, Christian Grider, Indian Lake High School in Ohio, an 88% free throw shooter. And the Maple Leafs are back in it right now as they close the gap to 14-11 here at the 11:44 mark.
Yeah, 5 early turnovers on the Pilots.
And the free throw this time no good, so he was 1 of 2. And here come the Pilots in the half-court set, leading by 3. Covington, high side pass to Kyle Thompson, gives it off to Dominic Jenko. Now to Gage on the right elbow. Gage waits for a cutter. Gage turns and squares. Spins back door here to Dominic Jenko, and he was hammered, no call. Here's Heath Granger driving the other way. He backs that out of harm's way, goes inside here to the cutter, Ostrowski, and he scores the layup. 14-13, Maple Leafs within 1 at the 11:13 mark.
Yeah, you got Foreman with 2 fouls and Lutz in the training room, and that's not a good combination for the Pilots.
Kyle Thompson here on the right wing now. Comes out high now to Gage Ott. Ott gives off to Tanner Shepard. Wrap inside now to KT. KT's still on the look. Shoots, missed it. KT fouls it up with the left hand and scores. 16-13. KT with a huge basket on an offensive tip at the 10:50 mark. That's those rebounding things that Coach Trope talked about.
Yeah, but Barry did a great job defensively, but he didn't finish the defensive possession. He forced KT into a bad shot, but then he didn't step in and grab the rebound and let KT get the offensive tip. So you got to finish it.
Yeah, excuse me, Coach. 16-13 Pilots. That's Ryan Lightfoot's first timeout. He has expanded, and that's a 30-second timeout. I like the timeout because, number 1, it gives his club a chance to regroup and get a blow.
Okay. I'm a big fan of keeping them all till late in the game. Again, down at Indiana Wesleyan, right? They were out of timeouts at the end of the game, correct, on Saturday, which first time in Ryan's short coaching career that's been a situation. But I'm play through it. Teach your young men to persevere, play through it unless you really need it, in my opinion.
Geschke over the timeline now here on the left wing. Coming around a double high side screen. Geschke flares out now. One-on-one against Gage. A wrap around to the low post now to Ostrowski. Back to Granger, back to Ostrowski. Ostrowski steps back. Fadeaway 17-footer, no good. A rebound. Pilots got beat on a box out. And now here's Trayvon Covington, way out of position. He picks up his second foul.
So you got Trayvon with 2 fouls, Paul with 2 fouls, and a short bench.
And Will Abbott talking things over with Coach Ryan Lightfoot. The Bethel trainer has done a tremendous job. I don't know if, once again, the Pilots are without the services of Grant Gaylor, concussion, without the services of Trey Burns, who's in a boot, as the free throw by Alassane Barry is good to make it a 16-14 contest with 10:27 to go here in the first 20. A right-handed free throw rattles in and out. Once again, 1 of 2 at the line. Last 2 times for the Maple Leafs, they could be in the lead right now if they knock down all of their free throws. Here's Gage out on the high post, asking for a cutter to come by. Gage goes down to Tanner Shepard. Tanner on the drive, jump pass out to Trayvon Covington. 3, in and out, no good. A rebound ripped out of there by Christian Grider. Upcourt question. Here's Devin Heath Granger. Hits the trailer. Grider flares to the right wing, hands it off there to Ostrowski. Shot no good. Kyle Hartman skies high for the rebound. Kyle over the timeline now here in the Forecourt right wing, right in front of our vantage point. Kyle on the dribble drive, flares through the wing. And now he's on the far wing. Goes up to the high post to Gage, neck to Trayvon Covington. Now to Kyle Thompson, skip past to Tanner Shepard. Lobs it inside to Gage. Gage, reverse layup, powers in for two. 18-14 Bethel. What a power move by Gage.
Gage needs more looks, Paul. He's 2 of 4 from the floor. Remember, one of those misses was right there. He just missed it, a layup. So gotta get him more looks.
Heath Granger goes inside here to the high post. Ostrowski back to Heath Granger. Go to the right wing, now to Greider. Greider triple hard off the rim. Ostrowski gets the long rebound. Now Alassane Barry at the free throw line. Drive, shoots, and he's hammered.
Yeah,
Once again, the Pilots defensively. This one is going to be whistled on Tanner Shepard.
You have to finish the possession. That's 4 offensive rebounds now for Goshen. You send Barry to the foul line where he's 1 of 2 tonight. Ostrowski at 6'8", missed that three-pointer, but he's knocked down 18 on the year. He's almost a 40% three-point shooter, so that's not a bad look for him.
Barry eyes it, flies it, and got the shooter's roll, making it 18-15. 9:12 to go. One more for Barry.
So Janko checks in for Covington, who exits with his 2 fouls.
Barry's a 60% free throw shooter, averaging 7.5 rebounds, 7 points, 1 steal, and 1 assist, and he converts 2 free throws.
And he's a 75% foul shooter tonight.
And a 30-second timeout called by John Trope. 18-16 our score. Once again, we're glad that you spent time with us tonight, wherever you may be across the World Wide Web. Quick reminder, stay tuned for the Zip Printing.
The halftime trivia contest, we'll take care of that. Yeah, I got some questions to choose from tonight.
All right. Our coverage tonight brought to you by TCU.
Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union. Financial solutions.
Once again, TCU up on the TCU scoreboard right now. 3.99% intro rate. The TCU Visa Platinum credit card. tcunet.com/apply. Bethel 18, Goshen 16. Tanner Shepard with a basketball in the backcourt. Goes now to Kyle Thompson. Kyle bounce pass to Hartman. Hartman bodied up. Skip pass over here now to Tanner Shepard. Now to the inside to Dominic Jenko. Goes inside to Gage out and the ball stolen away. Dominic with a bounce pass. If he powers to the goal right there, he scores the layup. Now back out Heath Granger at the top of the ring now. One-on-one against Hartman. Skip pass out here into the first row. Turnover, Devin, Heath Granger.
In Devin's defense, the gentleman in the front row is wearing a black shirt and was wide open.
Okay.
So, former point guard, I got to stick up for my fellow point guards there, so I know what he was thinking.
No problemo. Here is Kyle Hartman walking it up over the timeline. Angles here to the right. Parks it here on the right wing. Comes out high now to Kyle Thompson. Now to the far wing to Tanner Shepard. Lobs inside to Gage Ott for the layup. Bethel leads at 20-16. Gage Ott with another short shot. And
Get him the ball, Paul.
Yeah, Gage Ott comes into the ball game shooting 63%. Geschke, three-point shot, top of the ring, no good. Kyle Thompson, the rebound. Now here's Hartman, quickly pushing it up. Kyle driving, shooting.
Skolten.
And that'll be a deuce for Kyle Hartman, and the Pilots now have a 22-16 lead here at the 8-11 mark.
Yeah, good job by Kyle attacking the basket. Everybody else is jogging down the floor, and he's attacking the rim. Nice little response here after Goshen knocked down some points there.
Pilots had a 6-point lead at 14-8, and now we have a whistle inside on Devin Heath Granger.
Foul number 9. That's going to be Jenko's first. Heath Granger will head to the foul line. He's a 68% foul shooter, one of the weaker free throw shooters on this team. What was the score when Goshen called the timeout there, Paul?
18-16, and that was at the 9-12 mark. And now checking in will be Carter Bowes. Devin Heath Granger will go to the line. He has improved so much over the course of his career. I was looking at, with 35 more points, Heath Granger, as part of that Goshen class of 2018, will be the first in the school history to include 4 1,000-point scorers. This year's current group currently shares the record with classes of 71 and 99, according to the legendary Tony Miller, our sports information director. over at Goshen College with the interesting tidbit there.
Yeah, and these guys will beat you so many different ways. You know, it might be Heath Granger, Geschke, Greider, Funkhauser. You don't know who it is that's going to come out and have 18 to 20 points. But at the end of the night, you look and go, man, how did he get those?
Hartman over on the far side wing. Bounce pass high to Kyle Thompson at the point. Back to Jenko. Back to Tanner Shepard, deep right wing. Now to Thompson on the right baseline. Shovels it over to Dominic Jenko. Jenko looks back to Ott at the far corner. Now here to Hartman. Hartman is fouled on the dribble drive down the lane.
Oh, could have been an offensive foul there. I thought the defender was square on that one. And
so Hartman will go to the line, but not before we have our media timeout.
well, and Big Paul, that's Funkhauser's third foul, so he's going to have to go to the bench with 3 fouls. Gutsy play by coach putting him back in the game, and it's exactly what you didn't want to have happen if you were a Maple Leaf fan.
7:42 to go. First half. Bethel 22, Goshen 18. We'll be back with more right after this.
Nothing but top-selling models at Gates of Granger, Michiana's newest, hottest pre-owned sales lot. If you can't tell the difference, why pay the difference? Only you and I know it's used, and I won't tell.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, wherever the mission takes us, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here to Mike Lightfoot Court. The name of the man is in the building tonight, Coach Lightfoot. We saw Mike down here to our immediate right just moments ago. 22-18 in case you're just hopping along. 7:42 to go in the first half. Goshen's largest lead in the ball game. It was 6. We were tied at 2-4. And here's a free throw by Kyle Hartman on one and bonus. He misses. And once again, not a bad foul other than the fact that it was the third foul for Funkhauser. Alassane Barry left side of the lane. Now to Geschke. Geschke stops, spins it back out here to Alassane Barry. His triple is no good. Ball ricochets into the corner for Dominic Jenko of Bethel. Dominic over the timeline now. Stops, fakes left, goes inside of the low post to Gage. Gage spins, shoots, shot in and out, no good. Alassane Barry the rebound. Gage had a good look.
Yeah, that's a good look there. Adu was defending him well, but that's a good look. It's a third layup that Gage has missed.
Here's Billy Geschke with the drive and the score from the right block. 22-20. Geschke at the 7-minute mark gets his club within a pair.
Ryan talked about him in the pregame. He can beat you so many different ways, and there you saw the little dribble drive.
Here's the ball in the hands of Dominic Jenko. The right-handed shot from the right baseline from 12, no good. The ball goes off of Maple Leaf, I believe. I was screened out of the way by John Trope and an official.
John Trope is one of the smallest opposing coaches we've dealt with, and yet he has done a great job of blocking us out the entire first half.
Yes, he has. And it will be Bethel ball to inbound to the right of the lane. He backs up close, and most of the guys are out towards the court. Here's Kyle Thompson. A lot pass inside here to
KT's
Gage,
lucky.
and back to Tanner Shepard on the far side. Tanner on the dribble drive. Running right-handed shot, got it the shooter's roll. 24-20. Tanner with a huge basket there to give his club a little bit of a cushion at 4.
Tanner was 7, but Gage saved that possession like a wide receiver saving a quarterback after a bad pass because KT was throwing an interception there.
Greider out there on the perimeter now, bodied up. On the dribble drive, Greider traveled with a basketball. And Tanner Shepard got hit in the face. Substitutions. Patrick Ostrowski coming into the ball game now, and Devin Heath Granger will check back in as Alassane Barry will check out. On the floor for Bethel, Kyle Thompson, Kyle Hartman, Tanner Shepard, Gage Ott, and Dominic Jenko. Who would have ever thought that lineup would be on the floor at the beginning of the year?
But the Pilots are shooting 47%, and Goshen's only shooting 28%, yet it's only a 4-point game.
Kyle Thompson with the ball on the right side. Drive, shoots, and powers it to the goal. KT, second field goal of the night, 26-20. 5:55 to go. Pilots by 6.
Yep, 4 points, 3 rebounds for KT. Here's Geschke with the pull-up and the answer.
18-footer, no good. Kyle Thompson, the rebound. Now over here to Hartman. Hartman drives down the Lane hands it off now to Tanner Shepard, the south part of the goal. Missed it. Rebound ripped out of there by Ostrowski. It's the second one that's rolled off the iron. Here's Heath Granger, right wing now. Hands it off to Geschke. Geschke to the goal. The right-hander scores. 26-22. Geschke at the 5:24 mark.
Yeah, he's got 8 points tonight to lead the way for his team.
Averages 20. Here's the ball in the hands of Kyle Hartman. Hartman on the dribble drive. Finds Tanner Shepard in the corner. And Tanner is bodied up by Billy Geschke.
Billy's first, team's ninth, so Tanner will go to the line to shoot one in the bonus.
Taking a look at Tanner Shepard, the former Triton product. 6'1", 195-pound senior, averages 10.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1 steal. He's a 77% free throw shooter, and he knocks this first one down. It's now 27-22. Once again, in case you're just joining us, Ryan Lutz was injured early in the ballgame. And here's my guy, Will Stevie, come into the ballgame now. Always great to see the big fella from Northwood High. I talked with him, I think it was last week sometime, and just really kind of encouraged him that all these big guys for the Pilots are. And timeout, Goshen.
Bethel timeout, full timeout.
5:12 to go. My point is he makes the Bethel bigs bigger and stronger because of how tough he plays in practice.
Yeah, we've talked about that for years. Bethel's success is due to the scout team preparation and the way those guys push their stars. And over the years, there have been some guys that have not gotten a lot of minutes. The Derek Mosers, guys that come in here and work hard every day to make their teammates better. And Will falls into that group. Actually, just saw Will out at Meyer the other night. Madison and I were out shopping and saw Will hanging out in the toy department, which tells me he was probably, squirt guns or something that those college kids like to get. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a chance to see him and say hi to him. And, yeah, he's one of those guys that he pushes Gage and Paul to get better each and every day.
Coverage tonight being presented by our friends at Gates Automotive. Gates Chevy, Gates Toyota, 1,000 used. Selection, price, trust. It must be true. Gates in Michiana for nearly 100 years. Tanya Connery and I both bought both of our vehicles from Gates Automotive. We bought our RAV4 from them, as well as we bought our PT Cruiser.
Well, when we have Christmas,
back in the day.
Yeah, when we have Christmas or Thanksgiving
HR,
at my
excuse
parents,
me.
there you go. When we have Christmas or Thanksgiving at my parents, a lot of times you could mistake Dad's house for a Toyota lot with all the Camrys in the family. So
here's Greider handing it off to Geschke. Geschke breaks free on Hartman. His triple no good, and Hartman grabs the missed shot. Hartman over the timeline now. Finds Tanner Shepard on the left wing. Jab steps inside to Gage. Gage powers. Shot no good. Gage got it back. Gage throws it up and scores. Gage is just always around the ball. 30-22.
And I think he got hammered on that first one and just played right through it and stuck with it.
Gage, who was honored here in between games, and is a whistle inside.
And that's the call Coach Trope was working the official for during the last free throw, and he got it. So it pays to talk nice to the official. So Ryan's going to try it over on his end of the floor.
It's not happening. So going to the line will be Patrick Ostrowski, the youngster who came in from Jelena Gora, Poland, transferred in from Parkland Community College, averages 6.5 points, 3 rebounds. On the year for the big 6'8" sophomore, he's a 75% free throw shooter, and that was an important point there at the 4:38. Check that 4:35 mark. It's now 30-23. The free throw shooting has kept the Maple Leafs in the contest. And one more for number 34 as he'll check it out.
Yeah, they're 9 of 11 from the foul line.
Free throw on the way by the right-hander. Hard off the iron, no good, so he was 1 of 2. And now here comes Hartman over the timeline now. Settles in on the far side wing, or is hawked out there by Carter Bowes. Hartman at the top. Backdoor pass here to Tanner Shepard. 16-foot high arching jump shot, left baseline, right baseline, good. 32-23.
What a bounce pass through traffic, leading Tanner right into that shot.
Heath Granger at the top now. Drives down the lane, kick out into the corner now. Carter Bowes was the intended receiver there on that pass.
Jenko getting a tip on that one.
The Grand Rapids product will inbound the ball on the far sideline, goes to Heath Granger, and he's matched up against Hartman. Now he'll slip off the screen. Back inside they go to Ostrowski. Ostrowski backing in on Will Stevie. Jump shot no good. The rebound, Gage I thought Alisson Barry was all over. Here's Tanner Shepard. Stops free throw line, goes to Will Stevie. Will to the goal. Missed it. Rebound tipped out and back into the hands of Tanner Shepard. Tanner will flare it out, and they'll re-engage the offense on the far wing now. Tanner looks, slip pass to Gage, and Tanner threw it away. And now here is Heath Granger straight to the goal for the easy goal.
Yeah, and that was just a bad pass. Tanner literally threw it right to Heath Granger. And we talk about turnovers. Turnovers aren't as bad as the points off turnovers. That's what you gave him right there, was an easy one.
Here's Hartman here on the right wing. Coming around a screen from Gage, around the back dribble, and he had it stripped
Here's
away.
Another one.
Up court quickly, Heath Granger. Bounce pass here, and an easy goal here for Christian Greider. 32-27, and a 30-second timeout by Ryan.
So now you're down to 3 timeouts only. That's where I say that first one, when you called that first one just to kind of settle things down and things weren't going too bad. Now a little bit later, things aren't going so well. And you got 23 minutes of basketball left, and you're down to 3 timeouts.
Goshen with 5 timeouts remaining. Once again, our coverage today being presented in part by Cardinal Bus, the official carrier of the Bethel Pilots. Contact Cardinal for all your travel needs. And like you said, once in a while you got to allow them to play through it.
Remember that first game, Paul? Goshen knocked down, I think, 14 three-pointers. They're 0 for 8 from three-point range tonight. But remember, the Pilots also had a 12-point lead, I think, with 12 minutes to go. Yep. And Goshen came
14-point lead.
There you go. So
71-59 with 12:19 to go in the ballgame.
It's a 12-point lead.
Yeah. But before that,
okay.
They had 14.
They had
scored.
Yeah, so this team can sit here and not shoot well. They're 0 for 8 from three-point range, but they're only down 5 points.
Here's Tanner Shepard, goes to Gage, back out to Tanner at the top. Swings to Dominic Jenko, back to Tanner. Dominic Jenko's got to be an offensive. He's got to be someone that they can look to.
Yeah, he's turned into pump faking a lot.
Yep. Here's Hartman with a drive.
Ooh, get that out of here.
Rejected. Nice job defensively by the Leafs. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And it'll be Hartman to inbound the ball. That was good. Hartman looking, goes now to Ott. His 6-foot jump shot, no good. Heath Granger the rebound. Granger over the timeline now. Finds Bose. Back out to the top. Triple off the rim, no good. And a whistle on Alisson Barry. That's his second infraction.
It's engaged down to the line where he has not been real good this year.
Well, I tell you what, that looked to me was an old-fashioned blockout right there.
Yeah, that's a rough call right there because Gage sold it. Barry, come on, these guys are 2 physical players, and he had body on him, and Gage went flying. And Gage is a 63% foul shooter on the season.
And Carter Bose coming out of the ball game. The Grand Rapids product went to Canoa Hills High School. And now Gage going to the line. Gage only a 63% free throw shooter. The right-handed shot, no good.
Yep. Got to make your opponents pay when they foul you. Pilots are 4 of 6 from the line. Here's Geschke taking Dominic to the rack.
And scores. 32-29.
10 points for Geschke. That's a big turn there. You got a chance to make it a 7-point game. Next thing you know, it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, Pilots at one point in time at a 9-point lead. Here's Dominic Jenko looking for ball reversal. Looks. Wrap around inside to Gage. Gage back out. Quickly to Tanner Shepard in the corner for 3. Shots a brick, and Dominic Jenko's there for the offensive tip-in. Huge basket for the youngster.
It's a big foul for Dom because we said he's been pump faking quite a bit. You know Hartman's not going to shoot. If Dom's not going to shoot, Pilots become easy to defend. So great job there of hitting the offensive glass.
There's the ball at high to Ostrowski. Ostrowski one-on-one against Will Stevie. Pull up 17-footer, no good. Rebound, Kyle Hartman. Now Hartman quickly over the timeline now. 92 seconds to go. Passes to Gage. Backdoor pass. Shot on the way. Tanner Shepard. Good.
Great backdoor. Gage, little tip pass there. Caught it and got rid of it right away. Great cut by Tanner. He's got 13 in the first half.
Heath Granger hands it off now to Greider. Greider back over to Alisson Barry on the left side. Alisson had it stolen away by Hartman. Hartman is fouled in a battle of number 5. Christian Greider will, and that's not a bad foul. Anytime you put
No, Kyle's a 50% foul shooter right now, a little bit less than 50, and he had a breakaway there with teammates going with him. So that's actually a good foul by Greider.
If the Pilots can get through this half, Coach, with all the foul trouble that they have had and the bodies that they're missing. Here's Hartman's free throw. In and out and no good.
Ben Cotton checking in for the first time tonight for Barry. KT checks in for Will Stevie.
Once again, some nice minutes for Will Stevie. And Hartman will at the line. One more opportunity. Second one, no good. Man, oh man, free throws.
Goshen's going to burn a timeout here with 1:04 to go, so that'll leave them with 4. It's going to be a full timeout for Coach Strope.
I tell you what, we'll be back with more. 36-29 Pilots, 1:04 to go here in the first half.
There's always a moment of truth where I say, look, it's either put up or shut up. And it was time to put up. I had crossed that thin line. It was 100+ degrees. We were hot. We were on fire. We were yelling our hearts out. You could feel the intensity rising. Even in our tiredness, even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I told myself, you can suck up the pain for another mile and a half, and you will be a Marine. Not many people believe that I could do it. I don't know where I got the energy from. I don't know where the pain went to. But all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with Coach Mark Gardner. Coach and I have coached basketball for years, and I don't think there's anything that's more frustrating than watching the fundamentals being thrown down the toilet by people not being able to just make the simplest of plays, whether it be free throws, the simple pass, the jump passes, ruining the game of basketball. We saw it in the women's game. We saw it in the men's game. No matter where you go, it's just the lack of fundamentals. Driving me nuts. Ben Cotton's in that game now, as Coach alluded to, wearing jersey number 11. He's stationed over there in that left corner. He wants to be able to knock down his 4th triple of the year. Heath Granger here on the left side wing, guarded by Hartman. They're going to run a double stagger screen on the right side. Looking. Billy Geschke flares out, double team, comes back out to Heath Granger. Jump shot, good. Heath Granger with a huge basket, making it 36-32.
Yeah, how often do we see teams call a timeout and come out and throw the ball away? And right there, Coach Strope used a timeout, and his team executed perfectly to knock down the 3.
Kyle Thompson, right elbow, looking for help. Still on the dribble. Hands it off to Tanner Shepard. Tanner moving 17-footer, good. Huge basket by Tanner, 38-32, 14 seconds to go.
Tanner with a tough shot as a lefty coming across his body. He's got 15 first-half points.
With the ball now here, here's Geschke with the drive. Inside, Gajak got a block on it. And now here's Dominic Jenko. 3/4. Did he raised his hand over here.
He raised his hand, but he didn't blow his whistle. The official raised his hand, and Ryan's laughing at him.
So 20 minutes are in the books here from Mike Lightfoot Court. The home team, 38. The visitors, 32. Bethel, 38. Goshen, 32. And we'll be back with more right after this brief timeout on the Regional Radio Sports Network.
Did you know that Gates Toyota has over 100 certified pre-owned at one Southside location? Just over the hill from high prices at Gates Toyota. Not just the prettiest dealership in Michiana, also the prettiest cars.
Gates knows. Now you know. They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines. A tough and determined few, dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor. to a life of courage and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Paul Condrey, Mark Gardner. The Bethel College Pilots, a 38-32 leader here at the intermission. Before we go to our zip printing trivia, let's go over here to Coach Mark Gardner. He is going to get you up to date as we had a full slate of women's games in the Crossroads League. And good news for Bethel fans, the Bethel College Lady Pilots ended their 9-game losing streak tonight as they defeated Goshen to improve to 2-11 in the league. Mark, take it away.
Yeah, Bethel beat Goshen, so Goshen's 0-13. Bethel improves to 2-11. Unfortunately, Spring Arbor, who was sitting at 2-10, pulls off the upset against Mount Vernon. So Spring Arbor improves to 3-10. Mount Vernon drops to 6-7. Grace, who got off to a terrible start, now won, I think, 5 of the last 6. They're 7-6 after they beat Huntington. Huntington drops to 8-5. St. Francis lost to Taylor, so Taylor is now ranked number 15 in the country. They're 10-3 now. St. Francis drops to 7-6, and number 5 ranked Marion hammered number 20 Indiana Wesleyan by about 20 points. So Marion improves to 12-1. Indiana Wesleyan drops to 10-3. So Marion, Iwu, then Taylor, Iwu and Taylor are now tied at 10-3. Then Huntington, St. Francis and Grace, Mount Vernon, Spring Arbor, Bethel and Goshen.
All right, it's time for that zip printing trivia question. What do you got for us tonight, Coach?
Oh, how about that? Here's zip printing, where we do everything from business cards, envelopes, brochures, to signs, banners, and apparel. We got a good one tonight. Who is the quickest pilot to get to 2,000 points? Who is the quickest pilot to get to 2,000 points in his career? We'll see how that one goes. If you have an answer, if you want to shoot me a text message, 574-274-6565. If you want to give us a guess, we'll certainly appreciate that. We'll give you $10 in free printing if you get it right. But who's the fastest pilot to get to 2,000 points?
All in a Bethel uniform.
Yep.
It has to be all in a Bethel uniform.
Yep, and I will tell you, it's not the obvious ones that you're thinking. This is a good one. So,
all right, time to get out.
He's grabbing the tray. He's getting the media guide. Thank you, Andrew Bowen, for this outstanding media guide.
Yeah, no question about it. 38-32 at the break. We'll be back with halftime stats and that answer to the zip printing trivia question.
Centier Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centier's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centier Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centier.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
They say growth is a journey and not a destination. At Teachers Credit Union, we agree. Helping our communities grow has been our mission ever since we began our journey in 1931. And supporting our members' growth has helped us to become Indiana's largest credit union. And we're just getting started. Whatever you want to grow, Teachers Credit Union is ready to help. Visit a branch or tcunet.com today. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA, and we are an equal housing opportunity.
All right, the zip printing trivia question again is?
Who was the fastest pilot to 2,000 points? And I love this answer because Scott Landis played for me. He's a former Goshen player. So he texts us his answer of Brian Bechtel, and I don't know if he's being serious or just sucking up to Brian Bechtel. We hope Brian's listening and want to let him know that Scott thinks that he's the greatest pilot of all time, apparently. But it was not Brian Bechtel.
It was Dave Troyer.
Dave Troyer
scored his 2,000 point in his 94th game. He did it against Grand Rapids Baptist on March 14th, 1992.
Dave Troyer played 3 years for the Pilots, averaged 21.5 points a game for his career. 2,000 points in 3 years. That's pretty impressive.
And don't forget, tomorrow we'll have the all-time leading Bethel score on our coaches show, live from Beef and Brady's. In addition to that, we'll watch his basketball team play right after that, because Riley will be at Penn.
If we kept all-time JV stats, though, I'll bet Caleb Haddon would have been close to 2,000 points, because we didn't play a lick of defense. So we often won like 120 to 106, or lost 120 to 40 at Glen Oaks, but we won't bring that memory back. But yeah, we got up and down the floor. I bet Caleb had 2,000 points, but he played about 30 JV games a year.
First half scoring will go like this. First of all, the game was tied twice. The lead changed hands 3 times. Bethel was 16 to 33 from the field, 48%. The Pilots 2 for 7 from long range, 28%. Pilots a miserable 4 of 8 at the line, 50%. Goshen 11 of 32 from the field, 34%. The Maple Leafs were 1 for 10 from long range, 10%. The Maple Leafs much better at the line, 9 of 12, 75%. Offensive rebounding, the Pilots had 8. The Maple Leafs had 4. The Pilots had 20 rebounds defensively. The Maple Leafs had 12. So Bethel won the rebound war. Once again, this is one of those stats that I told you prior to the game. Pilots won the rebound war 28 to 16. 10 fouls whistled on both basketball teams. Bethel with 8 assists, the Maple Leafs with 3. 5 Maple Leaf turnovers, Bethel with 8. 1 block shots for the Maple Leafs, 0 for the Pilots. The Leafs with 4 steals and the Pilots with 1. Coach, you got those individual numbers.
Individually, Carter Bowes did not take a shot in 9 minutes. Devin Heath Granger, 2 of 5 from the floor, 1 of 2 from downtown. He hit both free throws. He's got 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and a couple assists. Christian Greider, 3 of 5 from the floor. He missed both 3-pointers, 1 of 2 from the line, 7 points, 3 rebounds. Connor Funkhauser, 1 of 5 from the floor, missed both 3-pointers, 2 points, but he picked up 3 fouls in just 6 minutes of play. Colt Noel, 0 of 1 from the floor, picked up 2 fouls in 4 minutes. He did grab 3 rebounds. Billy Geschke, 4 of 9 from the floor, missed both of his 3-point attempts, 2 of 2 from the line, 10 points, 1 rebound, and an assist. Emmanuel Adu came in and grabbed a rebound in 3 minutes. Ben Cotton did not record a stat in the minute that he played. Alassane Barry is 0 of 2 from the floor, but he's 3 of 4 from the line. He's got 3 points and a rebound and a steal. And Patrick Ostrowski, 1 of 5 from the floor, missed his 3-point attempt, 1 of 2 from the line. He's got 3 points, 3 rebounds. Stat that jumps out at me, they only had 5 turnovers. Obviously, Funkhauser's 3 fouls, but his team shot 1 of 10 from 3-point range, and we talked about it. The Pilots struggle when they give up a lot of 3-pointers, so they've done a good job tonight of not letting them knock them down. For the home team, Gage out 4 of 9 from the floor, 8.7 rebounds, 3 assists, well on his way to a double-double. Paul Foreman did not take a shot, knocked down both free throws, so 2 points and a rebound and an assist, but 2 fouls in 6.5 minutes. Trayvon Covington, 1 of 4 from the floor. He missed both 3-point attempts, 2 points, picked up 2 fouls, only played 8 minutes. Ryan Lutz, 1 of 2 from the floor. They were both 3-point attempts, 3 points, 1 rebound, but he got injured and only played 4.5 minutes. Tanner Shepard, 6 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown, hit both free throws, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Kyle Hartman, 1 of 2 from the floor, 0 of 3 from the foul line. He's got 2 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Dominic Jenko, 1 of 3 from the floor. He had a big offensive putback, 2 points, 3 rebounds in 12 minutes of play. Will Stevie, 0 of 1 from the floor, picked up a foul, played 4 minutes. And KT was 2 of 3 from the floor. He's got 4 points and 4 rebounds in his 10.5 minutes. So obviously for the Pilots, the big stats. Paul Foreman not getting a shot attempt. Ryan Lutz being injured. You know, when Jenko's playing 12 minutes and Will Stevie's playing 4 minutes in the first half, you're going deep into your bench.
And you got a 6-point lead.
And you've got a 6-point lead.
But, you know, you got to get in the second half, you're thinking about Trayvon Covington getting on track and get Paul Foreman on track. At least you've got a little bit of wiggle room going into that.
Scott Landis reminding me as it responds to text. He's the all-time leading scorer for Bethel at the Westville Correctional Facility. He
Good
shot
to
so
know that.
well one night. Yeah, he shot so well the prisoners booed me when I took him out of the game. And so I had to put him back in so he gets more shots off because he lit them up.
38-32 here at the intermission. I can't top that. We'll be back with more right after this.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
When your child's in the hospital, the last thing you want to do is to leave their bedside.
If we had to leave the hospital at any time, it would have drove us nuts.
The family room was definitely a blessing for us. We needed to be close to our daughter, and it gave us exactly what we needed at that time.
Make a difference in the life of a family when they need it most. Give to the Ronald McDonald House at Memorial Children's Hospital in South Bend. Donate to our new house at loveshinethrough.org.
Back live here to Bethel College. A couple pilots over there I got to take on. If they've got any, I know they don't have any eligibility left, but I'd like to have them on my floor right now. Tyler Brown and Matt Schaus sitting up there, a couple of the all-time Bethel greats. I'd like to have those guys on your team right now at any time.
Yeah, you know, those guys never played a JV game for me. Matt may have played one game coming off an injury. I don't remember if he actually got one game with him, but yeah, there were some guys that came to the program that just didn't get the JV minutes, and so I didn't have the opportunity to coach them. But
Tyler Brown, 1,982 points. He's number 12. Matt Schaus, number 13 in the all-time scoring, 1,969. That is a lot of points sitting up there.
Yeah, and Matt was going to be a 2,000-point scorer, and the Pilots were going to go to the national championship, but at least the Final Four if he doesn't hurt his knee. And Tyler, of his 1,900 points, probably about 1,100 of them came with him backing down. He was the most slow, methodical. I'm going to back you down. You think I'm too small, and I'm going to outsmart you and get my points.
I don't know. There was a guy by the name of David Keister back in the, in the early days when I was doing Bethel basketball. It was a lot like that, too. And that guy played hurt all the time.
And Tyler's claim to fame was that, you know, he was led Penn in scoring for the season a couple times, I think, and averaged about 11 points a game because that was back when Penn scored about 30 points a game.
Right.
They beat everybody, but coach only made them.
I've always said this, that had he played for anybody else but Dean Foster, he'd have never came to Bethel, because if they had got out and ran up and down the floor and did the things that he showed his skill set with, he'd have gone someplace else bigger. All right, let's get you back to what we do well, and that's basketball here. Paul Foreman, Gage Odd, Tanner Shepard, Trayvon Covington, and Kyle Hartman. Ryan Lutz is on the bench. I don't know if that means he's going to give her a whirl. I know earlier today, according to Tiny Cutter, he was down on the exercise bike, so we'll see how that plays itself out. Once again, of course, in case you're just joining us here, Pilots white shorts, white jerseys, blue numbers trimmed in gray. Maple Leafs decked out in those black shorts, black jerseys, solid white numbers. They have purple around the side of the jerseys as well as the shorts. Devin Heath Granger will be on the floor along with Connor Funkhauser. He'll be joined out there by Colton Noel. In addition to that, they'll try the works of Christian Greider on their team. And then finally, Carter Bowes. We're ready to go. Pilots from right to left, Leafs from left to right. Let's see who can end their respective losing streaks. Here's Gage out at the top of the circle now. Left elbow goes inside to Paul Foreman, back to Gage. Gage kick out to Hartman. Hartman three, brick. Gage out with the tip. Gage was undercut. And let's see what happens here. Gage just does such an amazing job of hitting the offensive glass.
Heath Granger thought that Gage was over his back, but Gage got a bloody nose out of that one. So as if we didn't have enough injuries, KT checks in for Gage.
As the Bethel student trainer and the certified athletic training staff will get over here to take a look at Gage, and Kyle Thompson checks in. Hartman goes into the corner now to Trayvon Covington. Now back to Tanner Shepard. Tanner bounce pass out high now to Kyle Thompson. KT hands it off to Kyle Hartman. There's a wraparound here to Paul Foreman. Paul, 14-foot baseline shot. Good. 40-32.
Making me look good. When I said he didn't get any shots in the first half, he said, I'll take one here. Quick, coach.
Here's Heath Granger. It really wasn't a baseline shot. It was a mid-range shot. It was the ball out here to the top now to Greider. Giving it to Heath Granger with a spinorama inside. Comes back out here to the right side to Greider. Jumper good from three.
Here we go.
40-35. 19 minutes to go in regulation.
Greider with 10 points now. It's his first 3 of the night. Paul's going to go to the line. Noel is going to pick up a foul, I believe. Should be his 3rd foul.
And now to the line, the big fella. Paul, a 77% free throw shooter, and at the 18:56 mark, he'll go to the line to try to help improve his team's 5-point lead as it stands right now.
Noel says, I'll see your 2 quick fouls, Paul, and I'll pick up 3 quick fouls. As he now has 3 fouls. He's only played 5.5 minutes basketball.
41-35 as Paul's able to convert his 3rd point of the half, and Gage Ott's back in for Kyle Thompson. Can we really talk about the play of Kyle Thompson and what he has meant to this team?
He's become so much better throughout his career, or he's gotten more opportunities and he's taken advantage of it. Maybe he was just as good as a freshman, just didn't get the opportunities. I don't know. But I'll say that his leadership, his willingness to say, okay, I'll play 30 seconds tonight, coach, or I'll play 18 minutes tonight, coach. You tell me what you need. And he does it. And plays within himself. He knows his boundaries.
Funkhauser.
Moving screen.
And it's an illegal screen on Funkhauser.
That's a silly one, too. Hand it off, and he spun right into him.
And it'll be Bethel basketball. They lead by 7, and that will be Funkhauser picking up his 4th foul. You can hear some of the Goshen people over here off to my right.
Apparently
not happy with the call.
They didn't hear John Natale's prayer about letting your actions and words glorify God during the pregame.
Here's Gage out at the top of the ring now. Goes over here to Paul Foreman. Gives him a nice wide base to toss it into. Paul's going to back in. Paul, jump shot across the lane, no good. Ball ricochets into the hands of Christian Greider of Goshen. Now to Heath Granger. Heath drives to the near side to Barry, back to Heath Granger. One-on-one against Trayvon Covington. Hands it off now here to Greider. Greider on the drive. Over here to Barry. Shot off the rim, no good rebound. And ball comes out here, high here to Tanner Shepard. John Trope asking for a foul. Here is Trayvon Covington, far corner. Launches the triple. Bucket! Oh no! Look out, Trey with a triple.
That was an ill-advised step back line drive. Barely got over the rim, but just enough to drop this.
That's what Trey does. You know
right.
that, though. Heath Granger with a drive, handed off over here to Barry. Barry at the free throw line, hands it to Greider. Greider on the drive. Had it knocked away by Tanner Shepard, but Greider got it back and scored. Heads up play by Greider. 45-37.
Outlet to Trayvon.
Trey to the goal for 2.
It's a great look by Hartman. Trey leaked out on the drive, and Hartman saw him and led him right to the basket for the easy 2. So 5 straight for Trey. He's got 7 now.
Here is Heath Granger to Barry. Barry driving, backing in on Gage. Throws up a shot, no good, and a foul.
Noel with the shove.
On Noel.
So he's played 7 minutes tonight, and he's got 4 fouls, and Coach Trope is really pushing his luck.
And now checking into the ballgame will be Patrick Ostrowski as Noel. And
Coach,
now the
Coach Trofe wants to foul on the other 42. He wants it called on 42 White. He's not going to get it.
Here's Hartman over the timeline now into the forecourt, gets it off to Foreman, and now to the left side to Shepard. Now inside of the low post to Trayvon Covington. Back to Shepard, back to Gage at the point, and now to Kyle Hartman on the right wing. He dribbles to the free throw line, shovels it back off to Trey. Trey, triple, off the rim, no good. A rebound, Alassane Barry. And then a foul call. Well, I tell you, here's a hustle play by Tanner Shepard.
Well, Tanner shoved Keith Granger, and there was a no call. And so then when he came down here, he got a little, barely touched the ball, and the trailing official called it because he let the first one go. And Heath Granger going over and telling Tanner, hey.
Heads up. What?
And now the official's giving on Heath Granger. Heath Granger went over and gave Tanner a high five. And the official said, I saw the whole thing.
I thought it was.
And Ryan telling the official, why are you talking to him? Let's just play.
Here's Heath Granger with the basketball here in the right wing, handing it off to Greider. Greider to Barreed on the weave. They go to Heath Granger, shovels it into Barreed, travel with the basketball.
Heath Granger's got to pull up and shoot that shot. He got right where he wanted. He got to the lane. He had a chance to finish. Alassane Barreed travel. That's going to be turnover number 7 on the Maple Leafs.
Pilots by 10, 47-37. 16:30 to go. Second half. As Billy Geschke, the sharpshooter, getting ready to come back in. Shepard goes right side to Hartman, now to Foreman. Foreman on the drive, spins, shoots, scores, right block. Bethel leads at 49-37. 16-12 to go.
Paul with 6 second half points. Only had 2 points, played 6 minutes in the first half. He's getting his money's worth here the second half.
Here is Greider with a drive baseline, kicked out to the top now as there's a drive down the lane. And what's the call going to be?
They're going to call the blocking foul on Paul. I thought he got run over. That's going to be foul number 3.
And the call is, we still have not been able.
Yeah, and see what's happening here. Guy at the end of the bench for Goshen isn't dressed, and he's been talking a lot. And he was talking to Paul, and Paul responded. Coach Stroph's telling the official, hey, 43's talking to my guy, and the official said he's responding to your guy down here because your guy's
media timeout. We're going to sort it out.
For that, yeah.
As the officials are losing control of the game just a tad. 16 minutes to go, second half. Media timeout forthcoming. Bethel has its largest lead of the contest at 49-37. Don't touch that dial because we need to tell you about our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. When everybody has their hand out for your sweet refund check, Gates Toyota says simply, we don't need no stinking refund check. 5 measly bucks get you a Toyota Corolla for just $159 a month. Just a fiver makes you a driver at the Gates Automotive Group. We're glad that you spent this Wednesday night with us here on Regional Radio Sports. And once again, our continued support of Bethel basketball presented by the Gates Automotive Group.
Nothing but top-selling models at Gates of Granger, Michiana's newest, hottest pre-owned sales lot. If you can't tell the difference, why pay the difference? Only you and I know it's used, and I won't tell.
Gates knows. Now you know.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. We had a crazed fan come up behind us and was yelling and screaming. Where was he at?
He's mad because it's at 16 minutes, not under 16 minutes. So I don't know if he wants his money back, but regardless, they took a media timeout at 16.
So the foul was not on Paul Foreman.
Yeah, the foul was on Paul Foreman. Yeah, they're correcting that right now. The foul was on Foreman. He's checked out of the game. 16 minutes on the clock. Technically, the media timeout is supposed to come at the first dead ball under 16, but with the emotions and tempers and both coaches upset, it was a good time to take a timeout and let everybody settle down. And the fan came down and sat right behind us to yell at everybody and let everybody in the gym know it wasn't under 16, but we can see the clock.
Barreed with the free throw at the 16-minute mark. He'll have one more opportunity forthcoming. The right-hander is able to knock a pair down, and it's now a 10-point lead. Barreed, I think, has played very well today.
Yeah, he's had a good evening. He's played under control. He's knocked down his free throws. He came in tonight as 60% foul shooter, but he's knocked him down.
Hartman with a floater in the lane, scores the shot from about 7 feet or so. Make it at 51-39, 15:42 to go.
And Kyle's become more aggressive offensively. As I say, there's a hand check by Jenko. And so the officials are going to call it really tight now to try and get control of this game. And I'm okay with that. If they called it both ends, it was getting out of control. They need to regain control. But Kyle's become much more aggressive offensively. Teams drop off and expect them to pass, and he's looking to score more.
Devin Heath Granger will inbound the ball to the right of the lane. Goes out here to Billy Geschke at the top. Billy flares to the far side. Hands it off there to Greider. Now to Heath Granger. Heath Granger back over here to the right side. Jump shot. Was that Greider?
Yeah, that's a good offensive play there. The Pilots didn't talk again, and Greider got a wide open look. Pilots are fortunate.
Jenko goes now to the right elbow to Kyle Thompson into Kyle Hartman. Hartman backing in on Granger. Backdoor pass here to Gage for the layup.
Oh, man.
What a pass. 53-39. Odd scores. Bethel has its largest lead at the 15:06 mark.
Gage with 10. There's a foul by Kyle. Yep, it's a good call by the officials. Kyle reached in, but great pass by Hartman. It's a better catch by the big fella trying to reach down now and get that and finish.
More often than not, we've seen some of those go to the wayside.
Yeah.
And once again, the officials are so concerned about guys standing up on the bench. Heath Granger back out here to Alassane Bari. Back to Billy Geschke on the far wing. Geschke on the drive. Back to Bari. Bari triple. No good. Rebound. Ott of Bethel. Now to Hartman. Streaks up the right sideline. Still on the dribble. Backs it out here to Dominic Jenko at the point. Dominic looks through the defense. Still on the dribble. Now he hands it off to Kyle Hartman. 16 on the shot clock. Goes up high here to Gage. Back door to Shepard. Shepard skip pass over here to Jenko. Dominic, 17-foot shot, bucket. 55-39. Dominic with a huge two-point shot at the 14:23 mark.
Jenko now with 4 points, 3 rebounds. Geschke with the travel. Fake left, went right, didn't put the ball down, looking to attack Jenko. It's going to be turnover number 8.
And now Kyle Thompson will inbound the ball over there where the Wiekamp Wackos used to be. But since they don't exist anymore, we can't say that anymore.
Shout out to Jeff Kokenauer and Josh Lutz and some of those guys.
And here's Hartman with an ill-advised pass. Turnover. Here's Heath Granger. Hitting off the trailer, Greider. Greider fakes, back to Heath Granger. Devin Heath Granger will flare out to the far side, 45-foot mark, far sideline now. And a foul call on Kyle Hartman. That's going to be his third.
That's his third. Yeah, this team, Goshen, 2 of 13 from three-point range tonight.
Trayvon Covington checks in for Kyle Hartman. Gage Ott checks out, and Paul Foreman will return for the home team. Bethel a 55-39 leader. Here's Christian Greider out here at the top of the ring now. Hands it off to Heath Granger. He flares to the right corner. And now back out here to Alassane Bari. Alassane goes now here to Geschke, running one-hander in the lane. Shot no good. Dominic Jenko the rebound. Here comes Jenko in the into the forecourt. Fakes the pass inside. Now goes to Kyle Thompson. Backdoor to Tanner. Tanner with a left hand score it. Goshen needs a timeout. 57-39. 13:24 to go.
Yeah.
And there's the timeout. The Pilots, since the media timeout, have busted this one open. 13:20 to go in regulation. Bethel a 57-39 leader. We'll be back with more of College Buckets. Coach and I'll return right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Thanks for joining us here from Mike Lightfoot Court. Pilots, the last time they've shut Goshen down here as of late. Last time Goshen scored was 2 free throws by Bari at the 16-minute mark, and here we are at 13:20.
Yeah.
And the Pilots have stoked it up defensively a little bit.
Outscoring them 19-7 here in the second half. And biggest lead of the game, sitting here at 18 points.
But you still, after what happened the first time around, Coach, there is a ton of time left.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that we saw what happened in the final 12 minutes of that first game. And so stay aggressive, keep your foot on the pedal.
Geschke throws the ball into the backcourt where senior Devin Heath Granger will walk it up over the timeline now. Dribbles to the far wing where he hands it off now to Carter Bowes. Bowes at the right elbow, goes backdoor to Geschke. His floater from about 6 feet, good. 57-41, nice play by the Maple Leafs.
Yeah, it's the second time tonight we've seen Coach Trope call a timeout, and they've come out of the timeout and executed on the offensive end.
Here's ball into the hands of Trayvon Covington on the far wing. Trey, jump pass back to Foreman. Foreman is thinking about backing in. Paul fakes, shoots. That shot way off the mark, and then the ball goes out of bounds off of Carter Bowes. Now in the ball game is Emmanuel Adu, a youngster who transferred in for the University of Southern Indiana. He hails from Lagos, Nigeria, a 6'7" senior. Averages about 2 points a game. Here's Foreman with the ball deep corner. Now to Dominic Jenko. Jenko on the left side wing. Wrap around the fall. Back to Paul, back to Kyle Thompson. Kyle's was fouled going down the lane by Greider. That was a good call.
Did you think so? I'd say I was leaning
I
towards
did.
the charge in that one. Okay.
I thought that he was moving all the way. But once again, you and I can't agree on anything.
Well, and Greider's not arguing, so I'll give you that one. I thought KT kind of lowered his shoulder and just ran him over, but
Jenko to inbound the ball to the left of the lane. Looks, comes out high here now to Kyle Thompson. The youngster from Brownsburg High School goes to Jenko to the goal. He scores and he has fouled. How about the Frost from Zionsville? The Eagle flying high down the lane. BC a 59-41 leader, 12:30 to go.
Dominic Jenko went from being about the 12. Look at Trayvon and Tanner laughing about Dominic getting all big and flexing out there. Went from being about 12th man to, I just looking for my 7th point of the night. I've got 4 rebounds, so I'm going to hold the follow-through up there because I have arrived.
He wants to be on the postgame show.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
With a basketball on the far side, Heath Granger. Heath Granger handing it off to Geschke. Geschke shot from 14, missed it. But anytime number 2 is on the floor, the game is never over.
Yeah,
Billy Geschke averages 20 points a game, and he's going to the line. 87%.
Yeah, for as well as Dom's playing on the offensive end, he's struggling defensively there. Geschke's just attacking him, going right to the basket, and sets Dom's 3rd foul. Geschke will head to the line where he's got 10 points on the night.
Billy's free throw, no good. An 87% free throw shooter. And he'll have one more opportunity. Hails from Medina High School in Ohio. What a spectacular senior class that the Maple Leafs have had. Second free throw good, so it was 1 of 2, and it's a 60-42 contest. Bethel with the lead. Gage out, who's had a rest, is going to come in at the next dead ball. Dominic Jenko out here on the perimeter now, looking for help. Shovels it inside to Kyle Thompson for the left-handed layup. 62-42. KT off the beautiful Dominic Jenko delivery.
Confidence is growing with every possession with Dom.
Ball out here, Geschke with a drive down the lane.
That's off Geschke's foot. Oh.
Back out to Heath Granger on the right wing. Devin Heath Granger flares out high now. Heath Granger on the dribble, looks for help, goes into the corner. Jump shot from 3, nothing but the bottom of the net. Timeout. Big triple by Carter Bowes, his 9th of the year, and a very important one for the Maple Leafs. 62-45. Maple Leaf timeout. 11 minutes, 38 seconds to go in regulation. We'll be back with more right after this.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Bethel basketball presented in part by Lake City Bank. Lake City Bank offers business loans and deposits, treasury management, and merchant services solutions for business large and small, all delivered by local bankers. Go to lakecitybank.com/business for details. Paul Connery, Mark Gardner, and on the floor for the Pilots with a 62-45 lead. 11:38 to go in regulation. Foreman, Hartman, Jenko, Trayvon Covington, and Gage Ott. Goshen will come back, and Connor with Christian Greider, Billy Geschke, Devin Heath Granger, Connor Funkhauser, and also on the floor will be Emmanuel Adu. Here's Trayvon, triple, left corner, bingo! 65-45, 11:22 to go in regulation.
Paul, what do I always tell you is wide open in a 1-3-1 zone?
Baselines,
there
corners.
Yep.
Here's Heath Granger, pull up 16-footer, no good. Rebound and flex out here to Greider. Greider on the dribble down the right side of the lane. Knifes through traffic, ball deflected out. Trayvon's on the breakout. 3-on-2. Trey stops left side. Looks, goes across court to Jenko. Jenko back out to Hartman. And Hartman with a drive down the lane. Up, under for 2. Bethel a 67-45 leader. 10:49 to go. Here's a drive down the lane, a
Here
big
it is.
collision, offensive foul. Paul Foreman takes the charge.
And that's
Funkhauser is fouled out of the ballgame.
Yeah, he just checked back in. He's going to be fouled out on that one. 10:47 to play. Carter Bowes here waiting to check in for him. So they're going timeout, Bethel.
The Pilots, with 10 minutes and 47 seconds to go, would like to discuss pleasantries, but this time they'll discuss it with a completely different mindset, because for the first time in a month, they have a 22-point lead. We'll be back with more of BC Hoops right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Centeer Bank is Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. Since 1895, the Schrag family has built a legacy of success through business and by servicing the communities of northern and central Indiana. Centeer's not-for-sale promise pledges to the communities we serve that we will continue to preserve independent banking in Indiana for generations to come. Centeer Bank is proud to serve the communities of northern and central Indiana. Please visit Centeer.com for more information, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, member FDIC.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Condrey Gardner. We'll be back together again throughout the course of the basketball season.
Got a doubleheader on Saturday
at Grace College. Looking forward to hanging out with you in beautiful Winona Lake. Trayvon Covington, Dominic Jenko, Paul Foreman, Kyle Hartman, and in my opinion, first team all-conference man, Gage Ott. As the Pilots will be moving from right to left. Foreman inbounds the ball to Hartman. And here we go. Back to live play. Hartman settles into the half-court set. Goes over here to Dominic Jenko. He pump fakes, comes back out high to Hartman. Dominic tries to split the defense, comes back to Hartman. Hartman goes inside here to Gage. Gage, jump pass, throws it off of Maple Leaf. And it will be Bethel ball. 12 on the shot clock. 10:29 on the second half game clock. And for the first time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, John Trofe is he is sitting on the bench.
So you
that means I'll be able to completely see the entire court.
You do not have an unobstructed view here. Or an obstructed view, I'm sorry.
Here's Ott, goes left side to Jenko, pump fakes. Dominic on the dribble with 8. Now comes out to Hartman. Hartman shovels it over to Trayvon, and Kyle travel with the basketball. That's a rare mistake for the Bethel point guard.
Yeah, he thought Paul was gonna step in, and so he was looking to throw it to Paul, and Paul sealed, and so he had to try and get rid of it before he landed.
One of the things I like about Kyle Hartman, when he makes a mistake, he points to his chest, and he mans up. Here's Geschke at the top, handing it off to Heath Granger. Heath Granger back out here to the right side, shot by Greider, no good. Ball ricochets into the corner. Remember what I was telling you about Coach Trofe?
He's
sitting down?
Yeah, you couldn't see
he
that.
He sat down for one possession defensively.
I'll go one step further on Kyle, and I'll say he points to his chest even when it's not his fault, and that's what I appreciate, because he just takes ownership. If he throws a pass and it goes through somebody's legs, he points to himself, even though it wasn't his fault. Like, don't worry about it, it's my fault.
Here's Hartman, cross-court now to Jenko with a little jab stick back to Kyle. Kyle splits the defense. Pass inside to Foreman. This time Foreman lost the handle on it. Pilots got to be careful here now. This is what happened the last time they played the Maple Leafs.
Back-to-back turnovers now for the first time in a while for Bethel.
Geschke at the top now. One-on-one against Dominic. Jenko spins, hands it off now to Greider. Greider across the lane. Pass inside, shot on the way, good for Colton Neal. And it's now 67-47, 9:26 to go. Pilots by 20.
It's Noel's first 2 points of the night. He's got 3 rebounds, 4 fouls.
Jenko shovels it over here to Hartman. Or check that, to Foreman. And here's a 3 on 0. Billy Geschke with a drive and a score. This is what I was talking about, 67-49. 9:08 to go.
Yeah, Gage telling everybody to settle down. That's 3 straight turnovers for the Pilots.
Hartman out here now. The Maple Leafs a little bit more swagger in their steps right now. Hartman at the top now. Bounce pass inside to Trayvon Covington for the easy goal. 69-49. What a pass by Kyle Hartman. That was as good as I've ever seen in my life. There's a ball deflected off a mark. That was a 37-foot bounce pass through traffic on a dime to the baseline to Trayvon Covington.
Yeah, I didn't even see the cutter going. I had no idea where he was throwing the ball, and absolutely great pass.
20-point Bethel lead at the 8:42 mark. Here is Devin Heath Granger, and a whistle inside. And what's the call going to be here?
Going to be a hand check, I believe, by KT on the slip. That was going to be a wide open layup, so he's going to make Noel go to the line and earn them.
Noel on the year, a 64% free throw shooter.
It's a good foul.
And he averages 4 points, 2.8 rebounds a game. A youngster from Illinois, went to Addison Trail High School. His free throw is good. 69-50, 8:39 to go in regulation. He'll have one more opportunity. He eyes, flies, and missed it, and Kyle Thompson grabs the rebound.
Yeah, that's only KT's second foul. Gage doesn't have any. That's a good foul right there.
With the ball out here, Tanner Shepard goes left side now to Kyle Hartman. Lobs it inside to Trey for no alley-oop dunk. 71-50. A picturesque pass by Kyle Hartman. 8:19 to go. Pilots by 21.
Pilots have run that play for years, called Iowa State against the 2-3 zone. You set cross screens, you get the lob, and
Geschke hands it off to Heath Granger. His triple good. 71-53. Heath Granger with a huge triple at the 8:03 mark.
Heath Granger now with 10 points, 12 points on the evening.
Heath Granger came into today's ball game with 19 triples. Give him 20. There's the ball into the hands of Tanner Shepard. Tanner looking a wraparound high here to Covington. Back to Kyle Hartman through the leg dribble. Stops. Goes to the corner now to Tanner Shepard. Now to Kyle Thompson. Slip shot here to Gage, and he lays it up and in. 73-53. Ott.
Gage with a double-double, 12 points, 11 rebounds tonight.
Ball inside now. Geschke with the drive. Shot no. Tipped up and in.
By Gage Ott.
I think
Noel's
going to get credit for it.
He was the closest Maple Leaf, but Gage actually knocked that one in.
7:18 to go. Pilots a 73-55 leader. Hartman goes to the right wing now here to Trayvon coming on. Lobs in the low post. Here's pass over here to Tanner Shepard. Tanner shot skims off the front of the iron. Now Heath Granger in traffic. Heath, ball deflected around and into the hands of Trayvon. 2-on-1 developing. 3-on-1. Trey over to Tanner for two. 75-55 Pilots.
And look at Heath Granger saying, absolutely my fault, team. That's my bad. And that's good leadership right there.
6:53 to go. Ryan Lightfoot's taking his
fifth timeout.
We'll be back with more of College Buckets. Pilots by 20 at the 6:53 mark. Second half. We'll be back with more right after this.
Mothers know minivans. Gates knows minivans. More vans, more colors, more models and brands. Gates, more locations in Michiana, more savings.
Gates knows. Now you know.
One thing that, Coach, you and I have come to realize here in the early stages of the Ryan Lightfoot era, Ryan manages the game almost totally opposite than his father Mike did, doesn't he? From the way he manages the timeouts in the game. How many times have we done a game when Mike was coaching when he's got 4 timeouts remaining?
They're different styles, but I feel like Ryan didn't use as many timeouts early in the year, and now as he's gotten deeper into conference play, he's using more, and I think it's teachable moments. In this case, it's probably, hey, guys, we're up 20, but nobody cares. So, you throw your team a challenge. There's 6:53 to go. At the 4-minute mark, I want to be up by 25 or 30. You tell the guys we're playing 0-0 for 2.5 minutes. They're going to come out in a 2-3 zone, which we haven't seen yet tonight, so we'll see how they respond.
On the top of the 2-3. Nope.
They went man-to-man. Yep,
yeah.
Switched them up.
Heath Granger will hand it off now to Bose. Back to Heath Granger on the far wing. Alassane Bari's back in the ball game now for Goshen. Back out here to the going inside to Noel. Back out to the top now to Bose. Jump shot from 3, no good. Tanner Shepard the rebound. Tanner's going to walk it up over the timeline where he slices it over here to Hartman. Inside to Gage for 2. 77-55. Gage Ott delivering again.
Hartman averaging 6.5 assists. That's 7 tonight. Gage with 14 points, 11 rebounds tonight.
Geschke on the far side wing. Going to hedge off a screen. Geschke goes back over here to Noel. His shot from 3, no good. Rebound, Kyle Hartman. Hartman's streaks up the right sideline. Through traffic, hits the trailer, Tanner Shepard. Tanner down the lane, the southpaws. Finger roll, no good. And now here's Heath Granger walking it up. I shouldn't say trotting it up. Now Heath Granger puts on the brakes, hands it off now to Bose. Back to Granger, long 3, good. 77-58. Heath Granger, his second triple here in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's 3 of 4 from downtown tonight. He's got 13 points.
77-58, 5:28 to
Steal
go.
by Heath Granger. Oh, great effort. Great effort. He threw it before, tried throwing it before he went out of bounds. Almost got a 3-pointer right in front of us.
I remember Heath Granger early on in his career really got down on himself when he made a mistake. He has matured.
Yeah, I remember the game plan was full court pressure them because he can't handle it. And he's become a player that can not only handle the pressure, but tonight he's sitting at 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
And now to inbound the ball will be Kyle Thompson.
Yeah. Question whether he actually had possession before he stepped out of bounds, so it'll be a reset. Pilots get 30 in the shot clock.
Here's Kyle Hartman over the timeline now. Hartman, jab step, comes out high now to Thompson. Back over here to Tanner Shepard. He's hawked by Geschke. Tanner looks, goes out free throw line to Thompson. Back to Trey in the corner. Trayvon on the drive. Pull up 14-footer, banks it up and in. 79-58. Trey with a 15-footer or so.
16 points for Trey. That one was ugly, but it worked.
It was. Geschke, triple. High off the iron, and it twinkles the twine. Comes down.
Foul on Kyle Thompson after the shot, so this will be a 5-point play opportunity as Noel will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
So the 3-point basket is good. And going to the line, Noel, 64% free throw shooter, so as Coach alluded to, a potential 5-point swing on one possession. And once again, game's certainly not in the win count.
KT now with 3 fouls. Hartman with 3 fouls. Foreman with 3 fouls.
Free throw on the way, good. 79-62. One more opportunity here. Free throw on the way, good again. 79-63. Coach, I think this is an important offensive possession for Bethel.
Yeah, Noel now with 7 points. The Pilots have got to be patient here, get a good look.
Hartman on the drive, jump pass out to Thompson, inside to Paul Foreman. Paul fakes, shoots, and ball deflected around in a terrible offensive sequence by Bethel. And here comes Geschke back the other way. Geschke on the dribble, down the left side of the lane, kick out back to Heath Granger. Heath Granger shot in and out, no good, tipped up and around, and finally Trayvon Covington comes out of the fray. Trey in traffic. Trey, round the back pass, he throws it away. No intention. And Ryan Leifert, you could here is Heath Granger being fouled.
Yep, KT bumped him. That's a good call by the trail official. Ryan's going to use his last timeout. He is not happy.
Oh, I've been around Ryan Leifert since he was a little kid, and the only time I've ever seen him with that scowl on his face is when his dad took him out of the ballgame when he was playing. He is not a happy camper.
Well, a few minutes ago when you were talking about it's not over, Tanner was kind of out here laughing a little bit, and yeah, he's going to remind them that there's still a lot of basketball left to be played, and you've got to finish the job. I told you he probably threw a challenge out there. They were up 55, and he wanted to see that lead extended. Well, now it's been cut down to a 16-point lead, and Heath Granger's going to the line. Might find yourself at a 14-point game here.
Game reset for you coming here at the 4:18 mark of the second half. Bethel a 79-63 leader. Bethel with no timeouts remaining. Goshen has 2. 9 fouls have been whistled on the Pilots. 7 fouls have been whistled on the visitors from Elkhart County. And of course the alternating possession arrow will feature the team from Elkhart County. And before we move on to live play, Coach Ryan Lightfoot, absolutely, his face is beet red in the huddle, getting after his team. Who's going to win a Super Bowl, Coach?
Oh, probably the Patriots.
You sound so confident. Enough said.
Yeah, you have to respect what they've done. I mean, they get more out of players that everybody writes off than anybody else, and they don't have Pro Bowlers. I mean, you look at Brady.
That's all I need to do right there.
Over his career, who has he thrown to? Gronkowski's been great, but he's been hurt so often. It's just, it's pretty ridiculous what they've done.
Here is Heath Granger with an opportunity to slice into that Bethel advantage. His free throw was good. 79-64.
The key's going to be the offseason, though. Does Belichick stick around, or does he try and prove that he can win without Tom Brady? Because it seems like Brady's getting a lot of the credit now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Heath Granger not happy with the official for not giving him the ball. He wanted the ball.
Yeah, the official telling Paul to quit banging on Noel. 14-point game, 4:18 to play.
79-65.
They're going to foul Hartman and make him shoot free throws. I love this strategy by Coach Trope. There's 4.5 minutes to play.
We're going to be here till 12 o'clock.
Well, I don't like that. I do have to work tomorrow, but you're either going to force Ryan to bring Hartman out, or you're going to force Hartman to knock down free throws. But you can foul 30 times here in the final 4 minutes.
Let's see what Hartman can do with the 4:13 mark. Free throw, good. 80-65.
And the Pilots are shooting 58% from the floor, so obviously defense has not been your specialty tonight, so you might as well make them try and go to the foul line.
Kyle with one more opportunity. The right-hander couldn't get to go, so 1 of 2.
Yeah, that's a great strategy, Paul. You know how I feel.
Heath Granger with the ball on the far wing, hands it off to Geschke. Geschke on the drive, kick back out here to Barry. His three-point shot into the hands of Tanner Shepard.
And I don't like that shot because Barry is 0 of 4 from three-point range tonight, so I don't like that
Here's
shot.
Trey Covington into the low post now to Gage out. Gage with a jab stack. Comes back out to Hartman. Hartman backing it out of harm's way on the dribble. Drives, kick out, throws it away again. Jump pass, coach. I hate the jump pass. Heath Granger with the ball. It's out here to the right side now. Here to Ben Cotton was the guy who initially caught it. Now here's Heath Granger. Step back 14-footer, good. 80-67. 30-second timeout called here with 3:30 to go. Goshen will have one timeout remaining after the jump shot. I think the Pilots are just, once again, sometimes a little bit too cute for their own good.
Yeah, you had a chance to bury an opponent, and you didn't. And said guys smiling, laughing, and relaxing a little bit while your opponent's still competing. And it'll be interesting to see. Now, they fouled Hartman 2 possessions ago. He got 1 of 2. Last possession, they didn't foul. He threw it away. But you have to wonder, if in his mindset, was he expecting to get fouled? And did that force it right now? Yeah, Ben Cotton's right up here on Hartman, so I have to think that they're going to foul him right away.
Here's Hartman with the basketball.
Yeah, Cotton's going to go after him. There you go.
All right, and with 3:25, I'm going to send Kyle Hartman to the line.
Possession arrow faces the guest, so you can reach in, try and go for a steal on that. Maybe you get a no call and you get away with a cheap one, but worst case scenario, you foul him. You make him go earn him.
Kyle with a slight bend of the knees. Free throw on the way. 1 in bonus. Missed again. Boy, I tell you what, free throws, free throws, free throws. Here's a triple from the right corner, off the rim, no good on the offering by Cotton.
They're going to go foul him again. Here it goes. No, it's trying.
Here's the ball in the hands of Covington into the right side of Foreman, and Foreman travel with the ball. The Pilots have this mentality of attack, attack, attack. And at this point in time, are you committed to continuing your offense, or are you committed to running the clock?
Now, you have to. I think you have to attack. But, Paul, wasn't it about the 6:50 mark when it was 75-55 when that timeout was called?
Yep, it was at the 6:53 mark.
Pilots have scored 5 points in 4 minutes.
Here's Heath Granger with the ball. Into the right corner now. Jump shot here. Bose shot no good, and a whistle on the floor on who?
2-shot foul. Paul, it's going to be a foul on Trayvon.
Once again, Goshen continues to shorten the game, and the Pilots got no momentum whatsoever. As going to the line will be Ben Cotton. He's a 66% free throw shooter. Transferred in from Liberty Christian. He hails from Columbia, Tennessee, and he knocks down the jump Free throw, 80-68. 2:54 to go in regulation. He'll have one more opportunity. Now they're going to bring Dominic Jenko in the ballgame. Yes, free throw good. It's now an 11-point ballgame. Once again, just a moment ago, the Pilots had a 77-55 lead at the 6:16 mark.
So Hartman will inbound the ball. So you have Jenko, Shepard, Trayvon. We'll see if they foul or if they let the Pilots play. I think they're going to wait until Hartman gets it, and then they're going to foul him as soon as he gets it. So you're playing 4-on-5 now. Now they're going to go get him. They want to go foul him.
And once again, Hartman going to the line.
It's 1 of 6 from foul line tonight, Paul.
So 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. If you're Kyle Hartman, when does this thing get to the point where it's all mental at this stage? And the question is if you're Ryan Lightfoot, do you take him off the floor?
I think you have to, but I don't know.
Free throw good this time. 81-69. And I think Ryan's going to take him out after this. One more opportunity. This would be huge if he can close the deal here. Free throw on the way. Got them both. 82-69, and Hartman's done. And now Dominic Jenko, who's been formidable at the line when he's had his opportunity, 75%. And now Heath Granger will quickly dart over the timeline now. At the top now. Looking. Heath Granger looking, goes into the corner. Heath Granger off balance, triple on the way. Good again. He's just on fire. 82-72. 2:30 to go.
That's his 4th triple. So now it's a 10-point game. So now they're going to D up here.
Here's Trayvon Covington on the far side. Around a screen. Trey still on the dribble. Comes out to Tanner Shepard. Tanner lobs it inside to Gage. Gage shoots, missed it. Ball tipped up by Tanner Shepard. Tanner battling inside again, and Tanner hit the deck. What a play by Tanner Shepard.
4 black jerseys in there, and they let Tanner outwork him, or Tanner just chose to outwork him. That's a huge possession as Noel now fouls out.
What a gutty play by Tanner Shepard. Just outworked every black jersey in the building for that one.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the difference between winning and losing games in this conference. You can't let those possessions slip.
Tanner will go to the line here now with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Give his club some breathing room. He's a 77% free throw shooter. The free throw by the left-hander, no good. What is... I tell you what, Coach. It's becoming contagious. Tanner with one more opportunity, and he missed them both.
10 of 18 from the foul line tonight, Paul.
And now here's Heath Granger. On the far side, gives it to Geschke, back to Heath Granger. Granger for 3, missed a shot, rebound. Comes out here high, and then back here to Geschke. Shot from 3, no good, and Tanner Shepard the rebound. Tanner is fouled in the backcourt by Bose.
Pilots are fortunate there as Heath Granger missed only his 3rd three-pointer of the night. He was 4 for 6 before that one, and then
now
Geschke got a good look.
They're going to ask Lutz to come in the ballgame just so he can shoot free throws. Ryan Lutz is a 93% free throw shooter. They'll try to get the ball in his hands. I think he can do that part. Shepard at the line. The left-hander this time scores, making it 83-72. Tanner with another opportunity to redeem himself here. The left-hander got, oh my, oh my.
Friendly roll.
Just, you think, 84-72. Here's a 3-point shot by Greider off the rim, no good. Rebound comes out long to, I think it was to Adu.
Yep,
and
Adu.
I was screened out of the way again.
Fouled by Jenko. It's going to be Dom's 4th, so Adu will go to the line. He's a 50% foul shooter, but how about this, Paul? 2 double-doubles. Shepard, 21 points, 11 rebounds. Gage out 14 points, 11 rebounds tonight. So, and Hartman sitting at 9 points and 7 assists, but he probably won't be back in.
Tanner Shepard over here yelling to these guys, tell them to box out. He's coaching them up. Free throw on the way, good by the big fella. Adu keeping his club with some hopes up high. 84-73, 141 to go.
And if I'm Goshen, I foul Jenko in this situation. Well, no, I foul Gage out. I mean, I foul Gage out running up and down the floor. Make Gage go to the line.
Free throw on the way, no good this time. Dominic Jenko the rebound. Dominic will walk it up, and he crosses the timeline now. Dominic on the right side, still on the hard dribble. Comes out high to Gage. Gage, pass inside to a wide open Tanner Shepard. Ball deflected around, and the ball's on the perimeter, and the ball goes out of bounds off of who? Off of Tanner Shepard.
Yeah, probably could have been a foul on Tanner. They rewarded Goshen with the ball. So
once again, another missed opportunity inside.
Yeah, and, they let the Pilots run 20, 25 seconds off the clock. And you come down and you just, give Gage a little nudge in the back and pick up the foul. And you can tell the official, hey, I'm gonna bump this guy. It's the hack-a-shack, but it's legal.
84-73 our score here, as Devin Heath Granger will pick up the ball and streak up to the top, hands it off now to Greider. Greider with a drive, shovels it inside. Gage out with the block. Gage blocked it, 2 of them in a row. And then in the hands of Dominic Jenko. Gage with 2 blocks on 1 play. Dominic comes over the timeline now. He's mugged. Welcome to Crossroads League, Dom. And here's a bad pass by Jenko. Here's Billy Geschke with the drive and the score. And a timeout Goshen, 84-75, 58.9 seconds to go. And now Ryan Lutz is going to check into the ball game with limping very noticeably. Boy, these guys are making it interesting, aren't they?
It's so frustrating because Ryan Lutz shouldn't have to check in the game right now. Guys need to take care of the ball and take care of the responsibility by knocking down a free throw. It's disappointing. You're asking a player who's on a bad leg, limping just to check in, to go out there and try and do something. And you got the rest of the season to worry about. This game should have been in hand.
When everybody has their hand out for your sweet refund check, Gage Chevy World says, we don't need no stinking refund check. $5 measly gets you a Chevy Cruze for just $189 a month. Just a $5 makes you a driver at Gates Chevy World. And once again, this is the negatives of your double headers. I mean, it is 10:16 Eastern time. By the time it's all said and done, your student athletes are, I guess Gage cut his left leg open, according to Tanya Counters, who's got the beat on that, wrapped up and ready to go. And now Dominic Jenko to inbound the ball. Goes over here to Lutz, and Lutz is fouled. And Lutz will try to limp up the floor, and he'll try to trot. Well, he's got a gutty effort by Ryan Lutz. So with 58.2 seconds to go, Lutz at the line.
As an opposing coach, an opposing team, though, how do you not double team him and make anybody on the floor in white catch the ball but Ryan Lutz?
Number 4 with 2 dribbles, a pause. Free throw, no good.
Yeah, he's been sitting for 36 minutes plus halftime, so he's been sitting for 56 minutes of game time, not to mention all the dead ball. What?
That is a Bethel turnover, in my opinion. Trayvon Covington came off the block, and then Heath Granger came off the block. The officials have got this one in hand. And that's it. That is a turnover on Trey Covington.
But the frustrating thing is, why did Devin Heath Granger have to make the call? Basically, that was like, did the defense flinch to make the offense move? And it's like a football huddle there to decide what was going on.
And now here's Heath Granger. Why don't they get up there and get on the ball? Here's Heath Granger with the ball over the timeline now.
And Trayvon got away with the
this
foul.
Over here, near side jump shot from 3, no good by Bose. Here's Dominic Jenko, got hit in the chops by Billy Geschke. And now with 49.4 seconds, the marathon continues here from Bethel with Dominic Jenko going to the line. A 75% free throw shooter, a freshman from Zionsville.
Billy Geschke standing over the corner, complete frustration, and every right to be frustrated. He's a 40% three-point shooter, and everybody's getting shots off but him late in the game. He has every right to be frustrated and disappointed with his teammates right now. And you got guys that are shooting.
He's averaging 20 points a game, and you're right. He's 40%. Jenko's free throw, good. As a pair of those are good at making it at 86-75. Grider, long off-balance triple, good. 86-78.
And Geschke's just going to go back over the corner. He's
39.3 seconds to go. And then a foul. And Trayvon Covington to the line. Trey, a 77% free throw shooter, averages a steal, 2 assists, 2.5 rebounds, and 13 points, and he calmly knocks down the free throw. 87-78. Free throw on the way by Trey Good, making it 88-78. Devin Heath Granger over the timeline now. Shovels it out to Geschke. Geschke on the dribble. Running one-hander, good. 88-80. Here is Trayvon Covington. Fouled out here on the double team. And Trey will go to the line to continue on with the marathon.
Heath Granger picks up his 4th.
Coach, the Pilots at the 9:27 mark had a 20-point lead. They had a 20-point lead at the 6:03 mark. As Trayvon is able to knock one down, making it 89-80 with 29.5 seconds to go. Second free throw, good again, and it's now 90-80. Heath Granger handing off to Geschke. Geschke traveled, no call. Goes into the far side now here to Bose. Bose shot no good, and Ott's got the rebound, and that's going to do it. Trayvon through traffic. He's fouled by Heath Granger with 16.5 seconds to go.
And Gage had the rebound, and nobody fouled him, and they let him get it to the guy that's knocked down 4 in a row, and they foul him. Again, that's just not understanding the game. Heath Granger fouls out.
Kyle Thompson will come into the contest now here for Gage. Will Stevie will come into the ball game now. Now, you notice the difference between the way the Pilots are acting after this win compared to the Goshen?
Yeah, I don't see any Pilots running into the crowd, high-fiving anybody. But that's what we said it then. Act like you've been there.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Trey, free throw off the rim, no good. One more opportunity for the junior from Snyder High. He's knocked down 1 of 2. 91-80. Here is Geschke with the drive down the lane. Shot no good, rebound deflects out. Tanner Shepard. Tanner Shepard holds the ball, and that's going to do it. The Bethel College Pilots end their 4-game losing streak with a 91-80 win over the upstart Goshen College Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs have now lost 7 in a row. Coach, you take care of those post-game show guests, if you will. Goshen drops to 10-15. They are now 3-10 in the Crossroads League. Bethel 18-7 now, and now 7-6 in league play. Final score once again, 91-80. Pilots with a win here today. The Pilots' next game will be on the road Saturday at Grace. Maple Leafs will be at home against St. Francis. We'll get some post-game show opportunities here with one of the Pilots. Let's get some thoughts here from, let's.
He's wearing an extra wire here. Rookie mistake.
Well, I was going to say rookie mistake. Come on, Trey. All right, Trey, first of all, you got the big lead, and everybody kind of took their foot off the gas again. What's going on there with that?
I mean, Ryan talked to us about stepping on team's throat. We struggle with that, even in practice. But, I mean, we got to man up and we got to play defense. That's the basic thing. We kind of let off. We were getting them at 45-degree angles. We knew they were going to drive us, but then they just started driving us and kicking back, and they started hitting shots. But we got to just stay. We got to stay poised. For this Bethel senior class, they now have won 100 games as a group. What do you think about your Bethel seniors? It's happened, 3 years in a row? You got Trav, right. You got Clay, you got Matt and them. It's happened millions of times in a row, and we just got to continue that tradition. I mean, this is my 4th year, and that's 100 wins, and I got another one.
All right, give us an idea on what you're going to be able to do to extend this 1-game streak to 2 on Saturday against Grace.
We got to build. So we just learned a lesson here because we had a 20-point lead and we just got it back down to 10. We got to hit free throws, we got to build, and we got to be better. That's just basically it. So we got to come back to practice and just be a better team.
Congratulations, man. Good job. Let's get some thoughts here. His first time on the Regional Radio Sports Postgame Show. Dominic Jenko's going to join us here. Dom, first of all, congratulations. How you feeling, man?
Feeling really good. Got a good win in our got a good win, so I'm feeling good.
All right, it seems like you're playing with a lot more confidence. You got a little bit of swagger out there. Tell us how you're feeling. I mean, earlier on in the year, man, you were way down in the depth chart because of injuries. You've had a lot of stick-to-itiveness, if you will, and you guys are here, and look at you now, man.
Yep. So just Ryan's always been encouraging me, giving me a lot of confidence. So that's something that has really helped me become more confident in the game.
We often talk that you get some minutes. Your box score doesn't show. Maybe no points, no rebounds and assists, but you played 4 or 5 minutes, did a good job. Tonight, man, you grabbed some rebounds. I don't know if you know what your stats were, but you 9 points, 5 rebounds. But I think about there was an offensive putback there when things weren't going real well. You crashed the glass and got that. And, so yeah, congratulations. Talk about what it's like. The difference between high school basketball to college basketball.
It's a really big difference. When I watch high school now, it's like night and day. Just the intensity, the speed of everything. So yeah, it's a big difference and a big adjustment.
Yeah, let's talk about that play. It's a 32-29 ball game. Dom comes in and lays that one in, and all of a sudden it's a 5-point ball game, and you can see the whole team relax because of one single play to turn the game around. So.
And then we saw him flex down here on the end one. We saw that. You had everybody laughing, man.
Good job tonight, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, Dominic, good job. Let's get some thoughts now here from Andrew Wingreen, Bethel assistant coach. The club tonight ending a 4-game pilot losing streak. And, Coach, first of all, let's talk about Dominic Jenko, a kid who's really kind of worked his way up the depth chart. Out of necessity more than anything. Let's face it, this was going to be a year to try to build him and give him an opportunity, but he's put himself in the lineup and becoming a formidable guy to put in the rotation.
Yeah, he's been great, and really in practice is when he's been showing what he can do, and he's gained a lot of confidence, and that confidence has been earned. He's just been putting in the work, and we're a little depleted right now. When Lutz went down, I think he came ready. Was a little nervous to start out with, but then just really came up big for us, had a lot of big plays, and it's good to see him.
Do we know the status of Ryan Lutz's injury?
Yeah, it's just the same thing he's been battling, so it's going to be day-to-day and just whatever he can handle. But
all right, you had a big lead again, 77-55 with 6 minutes to go. And the Leafs at one point in time cut that to single digits, I believe somewhere in that vicinity. Yeah, they did. Your thoughts on what this team has to do to not allow that to happen again?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, no doubt about that. And we talked in the timeout with about 12 minutes to go, and we were up by 20 or 22. That when we were at their place, we had a 16-point lead, and we started jawing at them and kind of getting into that game, and we gave up that lead and lost the game. And you kind of saw the foreshadow of that happening again. So we talked about that, and I thought our guys kept their heads really well. They stopped the talking, stopped everything, but we lost a little bit of focus and got a little content with where we were at. So we just need to learn. We know how, but we need to keep learning how to battle those, handle success. We're not very good at handling success right now.
Well, we got a big game on Saturday against a really vastly improved and confident Grace team. Give us a sneak preview on what you got to do to win on Saturday.
Yeah, Grace has been playing really well. 3 of their last 4, and their bigs are playing very well. Not really sure what the status of Eric Bowen is right now. I know he didn't play yesterday, and just trying to figure out if we have to prepare for him. But we will prepare for him, and I think we'll be ready. Our bigs need to come to play, and they know how to get to the foul line. They're very physical. They've outscored their opponents 91-56 in the free throw line the last 4 games. So we know that's going to be a big challenge for us, and just have to be smart and disciplined and come in ready to play.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Yeah, one more thing, too. Want to congratulate our seniors. That was
I mentioned that.
100th win, so big time for them getting that 100th win.
Yeah, after 5 tries.
Finally.
All right.
Finally.
Congratulations, Coach. All right, let's go over to Coach Mark Gardner, where he's got our final stats in the ballgame. Coach?
All right, Goshen shot 26 of 71, 36%. The Pilots were 34 of 63, 54%. Goshen was 8 of 32 from downtown, 25%. Pilots were 4 of 13, 31%. Goshen was 20 of 26 on the free throw line, 77%. The Pilots were 19 of 29 from the foul line, only 66%. Bethel out-rebounded Goshen 53 to 33. Bethel with 14 offensive rebounds, Goshen with 11. Bethel had 22 assists, 17 turnovers. Goshen had 11 apiece. Carter Bowes finished with 3 points and a rebound. Devin Heath Granger, 20.6 rebounds, 7 steals, and 4 assists. Christian Grider, 15 points, 4 rebounds. Connor Funkhauser, tough night tonight, fouled out, only played 8 minutes, 2 points and a rebound. Colton Noel, 7.6 rebounds. Billy Geschke, 22 points, 2 rebounds. Emmanuel Ado had 1.4 rebounds. Ben Cotton, 2 points and a rebound. Alisson Bari, 5 points, 3 rebounds. And Patrick Ostrowski had 3 points, 3 rebounds. For the home team, Gage Ott, 14 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. Paul Foreman, 8 points, 3 rebounds, and assists. Trayvon Covington, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Ryan Lutz, 3 points and a rebound. Tanner Shepard, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Kyle Hartman, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists.
6 turnovers.
Dominic Janko, I wasn't going there. Dominic Janko, 9 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Will Stevie picked up a foul. Kyle Thompson, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. How about that for Kyle? And then Will, no rebounds, no points for Will, but he gave them a good 4 minutes when they needed it in the first half.
No question
Don't let that
about
go
it.
unnoticed.
Yeah, and the reality of it is, we talk about the seniors. Tanner Shepard, look at all your seniors played in this one. And Kyle Thompson just continues to provide quality minutes when he's called upon. I think that's something you have to look back on. He has played 22 minutes here tonight. The line score is certainly unique. 6 points, 4 assists for Kyle Thompson. To throw in the fact that he had 5 rebounds, including a pair of offensive rebounds. He was 3 for 4 from the field. So they get those kind of minutes, and that's what this makes this game very unique. Is you got a guy like that who can come in, and you got a couple guys with a couple double-doubles tonight, and that's a positive situation. All right, that's going to do it. Pilots will be on the road at Grace, double dip, and for the first time in a long time, it's a Bethel sweep in the Crossroads League. That's going to do it. Once again, Maple Leafs fall to 10-15, 3-10 in the league. Bethel improves 18-7, 7-6 overall. For all of us at Regional Radio Sports, for Coach Mark Garner, for our great team up there, Tiny County, Laura Hoover, and everyone else, God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.